The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in the paths of righteousness for the sake of His name. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for You are with me. Your rod and Your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. The Lord is my shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd, I don't want for more. He lays me in green fields by the still shore. He brings my soul home when my path runs dry. He leads me, even if I lose my way. He knows my name. Even if the dark gets close, He stays the same. The Lord is my shepherd, I will not fear. He walks right beside me. He keeps me here. The Lord is my shepherd, my cup runs over. My cup runs over. Mercy in every step, grace on my shoulders. He leads me straight on the right road, line for His own good name. He makes it shine when I walk through the valley of death's deep shade. I won't break down, I won't be afraid. You're with me, You're with me. Your rod, Your staff, they steady my heart when the night feels long. You light the dark. The Lord is my shepherd, I will not fear. He walks right beside me. He keeps me here. The Lord is my shepherd, my cup runs over. My cup runs over. Mercy in every step, grace on my shoulders. You set a table right in front of my foes. You anoint my head and You overflow. Goodness and mercy will follow me home all the days I breathe. I'm never alone, never beside me. He keeps me here. The Lord is my shepherd, my cup runs over. My cup runs over. Mercy in every step, grace on my shoulders.
Grace and peace, everybody. Happy Thankful Thursday. We're back. You saw the thumbnail. You saw the you saw the title. You know what we're about to do. We have a fun show tonight. We're just gonna be having a good time. I got a lot of stuff to talk about. There will be some Candace conversation. So save your Candace conversation. Don't worry. We will do a little bit of that. But I got a lot of other stuff that you all, I really hope, praying you all really enjoy. So grace and peace, everybody. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my sister from another mister. What's going on? A biblical world view. Giselle, how are you doing, friend? I saw him. Where is he? Where is he? I saw him earlier. There he is. That's right. President Not Perfect is up in the house. Shout out to him. Sherry's in the house. How are you? Grace and peace to you, friend. Hopefully you all are having a wonderful pre-Friday Eve. Let's call it Friday Eve. Shout out to y'all. Hopefully it's been great. It's been a good week over here at Whitaker Park. Shout out to you, Chrissy. I appreciate you stopping by, saying what's up to the people. It's been busy over here at Whitaker Park. Just in case you're wondering, my daughter's vehicle will be out of the shop. The body shop called me on yesterday. It'll be out next week. We're going to take Chief Executive Second Born to get her official parking spot tomorrow. I can't believe she probably will wake up on time tomorrow. I got this feeling she's not going to need an alarm clock to wake up tomorrow because she wants to be the first one in line to get her parking spot because she's a junior and she can get a parking spot, but she has to get there to request the spot that she wants because she doesn't want one that's too far from the building or whatnot like that. These are the things we deal with, y'all. Shout out to the best live chat on the internet. Then President Firstborn goes back to school. Well, I'm sorry. Chief Executive Secondborn starts school next Tuesday. President Firstborn goes to school the following Wednesday. So we got a lot going on. I got to go make a little jaunt up there to drop her off. So hopefully you all, if you are in the starting school spirit, my first video, this is a craziest story. I'm sorry. It's a crazy story. And we're going to talk about it. It's bad. It's good. It's kind of like, I want to hear where you all are going to land on this one. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. So thank y'all, everybody who's hopped into the best live channel on the internet. Thank you so much for tapping that like button, jumping up in here, all that kind of good stuff. All right. I think this was gonna, I don't think it's gonna divide the audience, but I think there's gonna be some spirited conversation about it. In the chat, let me know, do you go to school at the beginning of the year to meet your child's teacher? Miss Bumblebee, Mr. Caterpillar, whatever. Do you go to school to meet your child's teacher? I just wondered. I know that doesn't sound crazy, but yes or no? Do you all do that still? I think it's a great process or activity. I'm all about it. Former school teacher myself. Do you do that? What happened here? Okay, there we go. What we got? 100%. 100%. Go meet your teachers. Absolutely. Shout out to you, Mike. Good to see you, brother. Do y'all still go meet your teachers? What is it? It's called different things at different schools. Meet and greet night. I remember it being called meet and greet. Teacher meet and greet, all that kind of stuff like that. Okay, so imagine if you went to meet and greet and your child's teacher, I'm trying to build it up. For y'all. Your child's teacher is not a man. It's not a woman. I hate to tell you, your child's teacher is not even human. Watch this video. Watch this article. So in New York, they were honestly debating, and for the life of me, I'm like, why were you trying to do this? They wanted to have, I feel embarrassed that they were trying this. The school district paused the plan to deploy human-like AI teachers over the manufacturer's ties to SBots. The SBot part is really is not the worst part. Why did you think this was a good idea? I just really want to know what's going on that you thought, oh, we could replace Miss Bumblebee, Mr. Caterpillar with a robot. What are you dealing with? I understand the cost, and yes, that is a cost. In my opinion, the cost of teachers is worth it. I will always cape for teachers being paid competitively. I'm not saying that they deserve whatever they want, but I do believe that they deserve pay, because what teachers do is just completely, you can't just, you cannot get a robot. What were y'all thinking? So check this out, y'all. Okay. New York, a school district in rural corner of upstate New York is hitting pause on plans to deploy an AI-powered humanoid robot in the classroom after state educators, officials, teachers, and local residents raised concerns concerning the maker's ties to a company that produces hyper-realistic SBots. Now, when you see it, I totally understand that part, but let's keep going. I don't know what this is. The Salmonaca City Central School District's board approved a nearly $60,000 purchase of a Realibotix with the visions that Sally, as a stationary robot with long dark hair, has already been nicknamed, would enhance education of high school students studying robotics and technology fields. Yeah, to me, what were you thinking? I'm sorry. There's certain sometimes technology, and we're gonna watch another one about technology. Sometimes you cannot allow technology to take the place of the human experience. And I just can't understand, what were they thinking? I don't care the whole ties to, because the way they like to tie an entity, if they don't want it, and tie it to a negative entity or a vice, is pretty diabolical. I'll be talking about that one day real soon. But the way they like to tie one entity to another because they want to make sure that you hate it is pretty diabolical. So this is not, the SBot thing is not really the big issue. It's, why did you not see the value of teachers having difficult time programming and whatever? Arnold board, don't even know that Arnold board is. I don't know what that is either. Ask Sally, and she can explain it. Superintendent Mark Beer said on Tuesday, the robot also provides opportunities for students to learn how the robot is maintained, how it is updated with an improved content, and how to troubleshoot issues. Okay. But as news spread in a small community located in Seneca in the Seneca Nation of Indians Reservation, parents and teachers worried about the students' personal information would be used. Unionized teachers took aim at the Realbotix SDoll sister company, even as district officials and the company itself stressed that the two manufacturers operate independently. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, they can put that, they're going to put those charges on them. A robot built by a company associated with SDolls has no business in our classrooms, said Melinda Pearson, president of the labor union, New York State Union's United Teachers. I do think that's interesting. I wonder, where do they stand with having drag queens in the building? I wonder where they land with that. But I think that's interesting that they, again, it has nothing to do with the, now here's the doll. So this is the doll, or the robot that they would have been in school. Why not just have a teacher? Why do you need to have a robot do this? Because it's going to create way more problems than it solves. I'm just telling you the truth. For now, the robot pilot remains on hold as the district works through enhanced student data privacy agreements. See, there y'all go. You don't have to worry about a privacy agreement when you just have a teacher. Just have a teacher. That's it. With the state education officials and continuous outreach to the community, according to the statement in the district posted on Friday on its Facebook page. State officials and teacher voiced concerns. The State Education Commission, Betty Rosa, said that she remained concerned about the robot's role in the classroom even after her staff met with the district officials. Although you confirmed that the robot would not have any role delivering classroom instruction, a recent presentation of the board characterized the robot as a tutoring platform, Rosa wrote in a letter to the district on Friday. Why not just have a human? I do understand we are all using technology. We all appreciate technology. We have a love-hate relationship with tech. I got you. I know your light on the clock on your microwave is probably still blinking. I got you. Most of y'all are praying for daylight savings time to fall back because you haven't been able to you weren't able to move your clock forward, right? It's okay. Your secret is safe with me. So we have a love-hate relationship with technology. But this one right here, robots teaching kids should be the very last thing. It should be the very last thing that we do. We've conquered all the other different areas, and then this will be the very last frontier, the final frontier even. Unionized teachers, meanwhile, suggested the effort was a first step toward replacing flesh and bone educators. I agree with that. I'm not a union supporter, but I do agree with that statement. Sally will be able to move her arms and hands, but have non-working legs. Our students don't need robots, Pearson said. They need real relationships with caring adults. I don't disagree with that point at all. I don't disagree at all. But I think the first caring adult they need relationship with is their moms and dads. If we really made parenting great and made first parents again, I mean, the first teachers again, I think we wouldn't be here, but I digress. District officials defend the robot purchase. Beeler stressed the pilot, which also includes rollout of the virtual AI-powered teacher's assistant. See, that's what we're doing. There you go. You're doing too much. And at-home tutoring program is not about replacing staff. There is no possible way a robot can replace a human in school. Then why do we even have the robot? Why do we have the robot? That's a non-true statement. I don't know what logical fallacy that is, but it's going to replace somebody. If you're going to spend $60,000 and you could have hired Miss Caterpillar to be a tutor for the 9th grade and in 9th grade algebra, you replace Miss Caterpillar. It's really that simple. He said on Tuesday, even if we were possible, it would be no way to be in the best interest of students. Teaching is a human-to-human process. If you believe this, then you would make sure that it was indeed a human-to-human process. I guarantee you they got netbooks. I guarantee you they got Chromebooks in the school district. I guarantee you that. Thankfully, my daughter's school, they are making it. They are going back to almost pen and paper. They are really, that pendulum is going back the other direction. So if you really believe this, then you gotta put your money where your mouth is, and you can't have AI teachers. That's just such a dumb idea. Beeler, who was connected to Realbix, Realbotix through a former colleague, said that the Las Vegas-based company was a natural fit because his robots are already programmed with Woz Ed, a curriculum from Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak that the district uses. Woz Ed. Okay. I don't know much about that. I'm gonna have to look into that a little bit. But why are you doing this? Last year, San Diego Charter School rolled out 2 AI-powered robots purchased from Engineered Arts, a robotics company based in the United Kingdom, for a mere $500,000. Now, do you think, raise your hand, boys and girls, do you think that those robots are self-maintained? Do you think they ever run into issues, power issues, software issues, need an update, whatever like that? So you spent $500,000 on 2 robots. And I'm pretty sure there's at least 2 other humans that have to help maintain these robots. So you spent $500,000 on them. How much are you paying for the people to maintain them? You're not, this is not a savings. You're actually wasting money, because you could have did a whole bunch with $500,000, I'm sure, if we look at the San Diego Charter School. And it's a school, not a district. So they said a San Diego Charter School. So this is just a school. I could probably click right here. I don't want to start another, because I got a video I want to show you about that. That is some wild work, y'all. Okay, I messed this up again. The first time, I'm gonna mess it up again. Salmoneca Schools in social media posts stress that Sally won't be collecting students' personal information, recording audio or video of its interactions, or sending data back to Realbotix. So I guess the question is, can it do those things? Is it possible for this robot to record? Is it possible for this robot to video record, audio record, video record, and send that information back? If it's possible, then we've set ourselves up. That's why you're having a privacy concern. You don't have privacy concern with Miss Caterpillar. All you got to do is this Miss Caterpillar sitting there teach, and that's it. I never had anybody worry about whether or not I was recording information. A robot also has been programmed to steer clear of inappropriate topics such as violence, and gambling. And it won't be able to search a public internet or draw answers from unvetted generative AI services. Instead, all information on Sally will be stored locally with a life-size robot consuming roughly the same amount of energy as a laptop, according to the district. How did you get that information into the computer, into the robot? To me, we're smart. I do believe that humans are smart. We're able to solve problems, but we are dastardly sinful, and we are trying to get over on, instead of us being able to just interact with our children. We are now, not only the kids are used to looking at screens, now that you want to introduce a computer that looks like a woman, Sally, into the classroom. Y'all, make this thing make sense. Robot Maker responds to criticism. Okay, Realbotix added Tuesday that student authentication would be handled through the district's existing system, and any student link information would remain encrypted and under the district's control. Okay, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna pull up, we're gonna look at a situation that impacts every last one of us in a moment. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how well intended you are about encrypting data. In a moment, we're gonna watch, when we watch this video, you all are gonna be like, what in the world did we just see? And it's crazy work. When they have good intention, you know what else will fix it? Just don't get it at all. Just don't secure any information whatsoever. That's the only way you're gonna guarantee it. But continue. The company also pushed back at suggestions that Sally was simply a repurposed S-doll, saying it was newly manufactured, purpose-built educational unit with no modified hardware. To me, that's a non-starter. Who cares about the S-doll? Who cares about that? Y'all are crazy people anyway. Stop acting like that. Because I guarantee you, y'all let men come in there dressed as women and read to your kids. Stop it. So stop pretending like that. And you got an OF account. Quit it. So leave that part alone. The collection of data, the human-human interaction is where you will probably make the most headway. Let's keep going. The school's robot comes from, why can't I say this? Realbotix LLC, which focuses on healthcare, education, and other non-adult commercial applications. Non-adult commercial applications. Okay, a sister company, Intima LLC, holds the ownership of the stake of RealDoll, a lifetime. I'm not going to read that. Realbotix LLC and Intima have different product offerings with no crossover, the company said in a statement last week. The two subsidiaries maintain their own management, personnel, payroll, facilities, manufacturing operations, product development, and marketing strategies. Okay. To me, that's, again, the dastardliness of how they like to try to mix these things up is crazy work. So I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think that's even the biggest issue. The biggest issue is, why in the world do you think it's better to have a robot talk to kids than just having an adult? Like, you mean to tell me you can't hire a veteran? You can't hire a retired superintendent? You can't hire a former classroom teacher and have them come in and be tutors and pay them a decent salary to do it? But y'all will pay $500,000 for 2 robots? Come on. Okay. All right. Of course, that makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. Beeler argued that it is critical for isolated districts like Salmonaca, which is located along the Allegheny River near the Pennsylvania state line, to find new ways to introduce cutting-edge products into classrooms. Nope, that's not true. Nope. You can do that. We could probably come up with at least 10 ways to do that, and none of them require you to put a robot in the classroom. You could do that without bringing a robot into the classroom. And we know this is true because private schools have been doing this for years, and they don't have robots in the classroom. That's just crazy work. That's just crazy work. I mean, there's just so many ways. Again, I think we tend to lean on, the new and the flashy. Ooh, AI. Ooh, AI. We run to that stuff and don't think about the ramifications and, dare I say, the downside. We only look at the positives. It's only positive that you can get AI to write you a rap song, okay? You can get AI to tell you how to fix your 1984 Toyota Corolla. Okay, got you, got you. AI can do that. And that's a good upside. But what is a negative? What's the downside? What's the disadvantage of that? And that's the part I think we're not even open to it. We're not even thinking about it. We're not even thinking. In most cases, our students need to travel 1 to 2 hours to have opportunities to see emerging technology. He said on Tuesday, one of the intents of the robot is to help level the playing field and motivate students to continue studying robotics, AI, and STEM-related career pathways. So I'm glad that they at least mention that the kids go there. They might be going to a local trade school. They might be going to a local community college or something like that. Totally get it. But you mean to tell me there's not anybody that will bring that kind of stuff like a bookmobile to your school district? I just don't believe that that's true. Some Salmonecca residents, though, remain unconvinced. I'm unconvinced. Joplin Fayek, who graduated from Salmonecca High School in 2024 and now works at a daycare, says she doesn't see any reason to have robots or AI take such a prominent role in her alma mater at all. I'm with her 100%. They just need to hire more people, shout out, hire more people who are willing to put in the effort for the children. Fayek said, they need more interaction with the children than having some robot raise our kids. I cannot agree more. I can't agree more. I understand, like we like technology, and that's the part I think sometimes we get. Somebody said we get lazy. Somebody said right here, AI is a good tool, but it makes us lazy. Yeah, it definitely. We are definitely on the lazy part of that equation at this point, because we definitely don't think about what could be the bad. What could be the bad of this? Is there a bad side? Is there a downside to introducing robots into the classroom? We already got computers. We already got AI running amok. We already don't read enough. We already don't write sufficiently. Well, is there any downside to now outsourcing this aspect of the learning experience? Could there be anything bad? And is it possible that we can do something? Again, a school district spent $500,000 on 2 robots. And they spent at least a quarter of that on support staff, whether that be to move it, whether that be to update it, whether that be to monitor it. There are people that are getting paid to maintain those 2 robots. So let's just say, for laughs and giggles, that is 3 people getting paid $75,000 a piece for their various jobs, and part of their job is to maintain those robots. So now we're in the ballpark of almost $225,000 plus the $500,000 that you paid for the robot. So now we're at almost $750,000. You mean you want me to believe that you couldn't hire teachers to do that? Okay. Now, of course, the $500,000 is a one-time cost. Absolutely. But am I to believe that there's not a recurring cost at all? Updating it, software updates, something breaks, something doesn't go right. Come on now. Again, I believe that teachers should be paid more and paid better for what they do. Good teachers should be paid good salaries. And you could find good teachers to do that. The problem is you just don't want to find good teachers. You just want to continually do something like this. And that's crazy work. Hey, real quick, let me show you this, and then we'll move this on to the next portion.
Parents, teachers, and students rallied tonight to fight AI in the classroom. They gathered outside a Department of Education policy meeting in Chelsea, saying AI has the potential.
Keep AI out of our schools. Kids need clean water, not AI. I mean, that's an unintended consequence.
To negatively affect their children and communities. Demonstrators want the city to issue.
Okay, this is a very interesting picture. And this is something I'm noticing. That look at this picture, and no offense, and my name is Jason. I don't like to be offensive, but looking at this picture, do you notice something about this picture? The people that are protesting. Do y'all notice anything, or is it just me? Maybe y'all could just say, Jason, I don't see anything there. I see some people out there holding signs. It's not a big deal. Or what are you seeing, Jason? Do y'all see anything with this picture? I'm gonna give you the big screen. Maybe I'm making it up. There you go. It's all moms. Now there's a guy right here, and there's a dude over here with a maroon shirt. Shout out to dudes with the maroon shirts on. And this guy right here, this does not look like a dad at all. It just seems odd. Like they don't. Yeah, like just looking at it, it doesn't look like a No Kings. Absolutely not. The sign's probably got No Kings on the other side of it. It just seems odd to me that these protests always seem to look like the same, like they almost look cookie cutter. And it's moving them to another place. It's moving. All right, y'all, let's get on the bus. Let's go to this other school district. Okay, get on the bus. Let's go to this other protest. And it just looks the same. Okay, let's go. Finish up.
A moratorium on AI.
We're going to win this moratorium in school.
Keep AI out of our schools. Human learning, not machine learning. Okay, yeah, I agree with that. All right.
And we have to win against the data centers and the big tech because our children need us.
In our school system.
Inside panel members and education officials heard the message directly from students.
And I speak here now for a different reason. To stop the AI usage of our schools and to implement a full moratorium on AI.
We've appointed a working group of the panel that will address the whole question of AI.
New York City's Department of Education is still working on its policy for artificial intelligence. 13 new school board members were also sworn in tonight.
That's a lot of school board members. Great day. That's a huge school board. Great day. Why y'all got all them people? I'm looking forward to hearing this. Now, we have to be consistent. Okay, everybody was, keying and making the seal sounds when that young man said he wants a moratorium on AI. So if the school district comes back and says, you know what, we agree. We are going to go back to paper and pencil, no cell phones, no laptops, none of that stuff in the building at all. We're going back to old school teaching and learning, which, by the way, I think is probably more effective. But let's get now, they probably don't need to go that far extreme, but let's just say they do. Are y'all going to be keying making a seal sound? Are you going to be doing that then? If they roll out and say, you know what, you're right. We're not going to do AI. We're not doing any of that stuff. We are going to go back to some old school teaching and learning. You're going to get your schedule printed on paper, little card stock. Go back to the Dewey Decimal System in the media center. Okay, you gotta want what you're asking for in all of its fullness. And I don't think they really meant that. I really don't think they meant it in its fullness. You know what I'm saying? What are y'all thinking? Shout out to every time I see the robots, I think the movie Weird Science. I don't remember how that movie went. I really, truly, I've seen it. I just don't remember what happened in it. Yeah, don't hold that against me, though. Don't hold it against me. Shout out for sure. What's going on? No, they won't, because it means more parental involvement. See, that's the thing. I wonder, those women that are out there that are all like, we got to stop the data centers and the big tech. Okay. Oh, hey, no problem there. I agree. But are you involved in your child's life? Are you getting in it? Because you won't want the data centers. You don't want the big tech. All right. There's another side of it, though. There's another side of that coin. You got to be willing to accept it. If I don't have this, then is it possible there are going to be some other options that are going to be removed from me? I'm just saying. Shoving that tablet in your child's hand, tell them to go be quiet. Is not, maybe that won't work anymore. Just saying. Now, I'm not saying everybody uses tech like that, so don't hear what I didn't say. What I am saying, however, is I think the pendulum has definitely swung too far in one direction, and if it course corrects and doesn't stop in the middle or mid-middle and goes all the way to the other end, other extreme, are you willing to accept the other extreme? Yeah, the Dewey Decimal System was dope. There's just some fine motor skills and fine details that people miss because of some of these things that we've done away with because they were problematic and we didn't like them. That's what I'm saying. Like, are we willing to work for the good balance? Because I personally don't think data centers are bad. I really don't. I really don't. But I also believe that we should be using technology to resolve some of our pollution issues. We can do that way more and be very aggressive with that and let humans enjoy the benefit of fixing this problem. We don't need to, in my opinion, why are we not doing that? So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I want to hear how y'all, I'm sure that as the school year gets started, especially if your child is in public school or even traditional private or parochial schools, has your school district or your school started kind of turning away from technology? Like I said, like, you know, my daughter's schools, they are being a lot more aggressive about, yeah, we messed up. We went too hard in this tech centric situation, and they're making some changes. They got big girl had to go buy pencils and pens the other day because they're gonna be doing some writing. They ain't typing nothing no more. I'm all about it. I'm here for that. So, like, what are your child or your kids or kids that you're affiliated with? What is their school doing? Are they still going full bore into technology? You know, AI is the greatest thing, or are they trying to maybe scale it back some and dial it back a little bit? Because I do think we went a little bit too hard in the paint. we let them Chromebooks drive us crazy. Them Chromebooks played games with us. What'd you say here? So this, oh no, yeah, no. I don't want any data centers anywhere near where I live. Okay, hey, I got you. I think I would love to have a discussion about, again, there's certain technologies humans are going to advance. I'm not against humans advancing. Some advancements are stupid, like they just don't make any sense. Like, why are we doing that? For real, what are we doing? But then there's some I do think we need to. I don't see any problem with data centers at the current moment, but I'm open. I'm not dunking on anybody. I'm not saying you're bad because you're against it. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. But that's me though. That's how I handle it. But tell me what you think. Hold on one second. I just remembered I had another video I wanted to bring in. Oh, here it is right here. For our next technology, our next technology discussion. But shout out to y'all. Real quick in the chat. I have a serious valid question. Wait, hold on. Okay. I'm gonna hear what Van Cruz says. It says, I don't mind tech. I do think when we're younger that the older people thought the same things. Oh, no question about it. No question about it. I just wish we would use technology to deal with some of the mundane things of our lives that that impede everybody's life, to make everybody's life better. I've talked about it before. It's crazy, but I think we should be using technology to do things that will enhance and improve the quality of life in your city, your town, where you're located. That's what I think we should be doing. A lot of the things that we're using technology for are replacing humans, like when we should be actually making humans' lives better using technology. So that's my little 2 cents on that. You hate Apple products? I mean, look, I'm not mad at people. I'm team Android 100% on my phone. I use a Mac here in the studio. I understand, but in my opinion, Apple has their own problems. A lot of people who, just champion Macs all day long. Macs can do nothing wrong. They're dealing with copium. They're just lying to themselves. Macs do crazy stuff. Just stop it. And on the same note, PCs have problems too. They do crazy stuff. Let's just admit it. Both of them, we like them. And I think Macs are super sleek I do think they definitely have a cachet about them, but they do dumb stuff. They do crazy stuff. Just admit it. That's it. It's okay. And I think PCs are workhorses. They do great things, but guess what? They do crazy stuff too. We can both of those things can be true. I have a MacBook, and hey, I'm not gonna say nothing about it. Hey, look, be nice to me. My travel Mac, look, be nice to me. But it does some crazy stuff sometimes. They do, man. So I mean, hey, we've had this discussion we haven't had it in a while actually. But hey, I have no problem with Macs. That's what I'm saying. I think we can all say, hey, we can agree that they're all very useful tools. There you go. All right, but I got one for y'all. Here it comes. All right, and this we totally shifting gears. I told y'all for this Thankful Thursday. By the way, I thank y'all for tapping in with us. Hopefully, we have a good show. Oh, don't miss it. Go get one. Go get another one. Now, I have to admit this though. I've noticed that I have not wanted to upgrade my phone. I got my S24, and I usually update every other year. So I should have gotten the S26. I don't want to. I like this phone. I love the way it's shaped. I love the way they made it. I love its boxy shape, this little quirky little boxy shape. I love it. And so they rounded the corners on the next one, and they rounded the corners more on the new one. I said, no, I'm good. I'm gonna just keep this one. I like my little stylus inside the phone. I love it. I'm just gonna keep my phone. So this is the longest I've had a phone in some time. I usually upgrade every 2 years or so. But now I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't need it. I don't use it I don't use it to the extent that I probably could anyway. So I'm like, why would I go get a new one? For what? What? Just to do that? No, I'm good. Okay, let's get this party going. So here's my question. If you were an employer and you had an employee that just got hired, you just hired him or her, and on day one, their first day, very first day, they were tardy 30 minutes. Now, they did call you and let you know, but they haven't done onboarding. They haven't signed their FICA. They haven't done, new employee handbook, anything like that. Is that on their first day, they were 30 minutes late. You let them come in and everything, y'all work through all of that kind of stuff like that. But then on day two, they were late again. And this time they didn't call you, but they were only 5 minutes late. So they're supposed to be at 9. They got there at 9:05. Right? What would you do? What would you, as the employer, as the HR person, as the person that makes the decision? You gonna just bye them? You just gonna bye them? Well, there we go. So because y'all know me. If you know me, you know that I have an anxiety. I have an anxiety about being late. It is a deathly fear of mine. I'm not even being funny. Really, I have a fear of being late. It's a bad deal. It bothers me that matter of fact, I drive my kids crazy because they have to be places like go to summer job or volunteer and stuff like that, and they just be chilling. I'm like, wait, what time do you have to be there? Oh, I gotta be there at 10. Oh, well, baby, what are you doing? Well, Dad, it's 9 o'clock. To me, it makes my hands sweat, makes my anxiety go up. I need to get some water. It stresses me. I'm afraid to be late. It's bad. And when I first got married, this is how bad it was. When I first got married, my wife realized that all of my clocks were 20 minutes fast. Because when I started in college, I moved all my clocks 20 minutes fast because I've never wanted to be late. I'm like, it really is a phobia. Is there a phobia? Look it up, everybody. Is there a phobia about being late? Because I guarantee you I have it. It's making my heart rate rise right now as I talk about it. The idea of being late troubles me. And amongst my friends, Everybody knows this. Everybody knows Jason. If you say, Jason, be there at 7 o'clock, don't be surprised I roll up at your house at 5:45. Do not be surprised. Craig knows this. Matter of fact, it's a joke with Craig. Like he'll say, Jason, be there at 7 o'clock because he knows I'm going to be there early and I'm going to help him set up. Like, so he knows it. But I just can't do it. I cannot do it. It drives my family crazy. It makes them go bananas. Like literally my hands are sweating thinking about I can't. It bothers me. It bothers me. I know I'm trouble. So my wife, when I first met her, when I met her, and of course we got married, like it would drive her crazy that all of our clocks were 20 minutes fast. I'm like, I can get pretty much anywhere in 20 minutes. I can get pretty much anywhere I want to get in 20 minutes. So if I set it 20 minutes early, I know that I can be wherever I need to be if I think I'm going to be late. It's crazy. I know it's crazy. So we're going to watch this video about this young lady who started a job. She needed the job. She started the job. She got there late 2 times, and we'll talk about what happened. But y'all probably already know what happened the second time she was late. But I just want to know, like, are y'all like it? Because I would have booted her the first day. I ain't gonna even lie. I'm sorry. That if I had the opportunity, we would have had a serious conversation about being late the first day. Because that bothered the thought of me thinking about you being late is making me stressed out. Let me bring this video in. Shout out Social Simone. Y'all know I like Social Simone. Yeah, I don't know, man. She's an excellent content creator. I really like her. I need to put her on the screen though, too. There we go. Social Simone. And the title of this one is Wait, I Got Fired for Being 5 minutes Late. All right, green hearts in the chat where you can hear. Let's go.
I'm so open and transparent with you guys. Remember how I told you guys I got a job, right? Let's do the update. Yesterday, I'm about to make an OOTD. Mind you, I told them I'm coming late to work. First day, unfortunately, I had to go to the DMV because my license was suspended. Let's wrap that up. Okay, I understand that, but there was literally nothing I could do about it. I get there 30 minutes late. Today, I was running 5 minutes late. I kid you not. I got to the office and I'm thinking I don't really have to send a text. I'll apologize. It's not their business, but I was literally in pain on my period. I was really like, took me a long time to get out of bed. I was in pain, whatever. I still came a smile on my face. Got there. By the time it looked great, had everything, all my stuff, probably clocked in, trying to clock in, like, let's just say 10 minutes. She was like, yeah, go ahead and clock out. You're done. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm cooked.
First off, let's go over some terminology. She said she was about to do an OOTD. Hold up. Now, for those of y'all who don't know what that is an outfit of the day. And she's essentially saying she was going to do an outfit of the day for her first day of work, which a lot of people do. You know, you want to look back and be like, okay, I got my job. This is my outfit. Okay, cool. You're going to post it to social media. Very common thing we see today on social media. What's interesting is she said this is her first day of work and she already got fired because she was late, 5 to 10 minutes late. And I understand Mother Nature be kicking some of our tails. Trust me, I get it. She had to do stuff at the DMV. It took longer than she expected. And because of that, her boss was like,
you off to a rough start. Told her to pack it up and don't come back.
Now, I want to know, do y'all think that's extreme? Being that this is her first day. But I do want to say this. When it is your first couple days of work, you're already on thin ice. You may have got the job over somebody who may have been just as qualified as you. We've seen it time and time and time again, where people either get the job or they almost get the job and then they mess it up somehow. And many times it's because of lateness or not turning in a document, something that might seem very small for many people. But we also do have to remember, in our current society and economy, a lot of people are struggling to find jobs. So I think what's happening.
I must say this. I think it's fair to say we are in an employer's market. You know, sometimes they say we're in a buyer's market or a seller's market. I think we're in an employer's market right now, where the employers, there's not as many jobs out there, and they get the pick of the litter. They get to pick these people that they want to work with. And it's not a situation where it's an employees market where people are, you get 20 job offers as soon as you put your resume on LinkedIn. That's not happening, right? And I think, hey, people need to be responsible. I don't think this is as bad as the video we watched of the young lady who didn't turn in the paperwork, but I think and you're going to hear a little bit more. She's going to tease it out a little bit, but I do want to give her credit because she does take responsibility that she was the one that was tardy and whatnot. But I think we could have solved some of these problems that she had, especially the 30-minute DMV visit. I think that could have been resolved better than the way she handled it. And you'll find out what I mean in a second. Bring back in Simone. All right, let's go.
Happening is the jobs are just like, look, we're the ones with the upper hand here. You either get with it or you get lost. Now, what I did find interesting about this situation here is I went to go over the comments and they were turned off. So I'm assuming that social media probably had a field day with her explanation of what happened. But to be fair, I don't think she gave a lot of context. And correction, she actually said she lost her job on the second day. Now, as I said, she didn't go too much into detail. However, she did do a part 2 where it says here on the screen, I explained this part really poorly. Well, let me see, does she elaborate?
Yep, that's me, the girl that lost her job on day 2. So my name is Ray, and I want to explain to you guys what happened and just a little bit about myself because I know I did get a few followers. So, hey, if you're following, maybe you actually like the content and weren't rude about it. So I got this job after my birthday. I specifically told them, hey, I have some things to do, so I will schedule on my birthday. During my birthday, I found out I had a suspended license. My uncle works at a DMV. He says, no problem. Don't.
I would have immediately called my employer and asked, can I move my start date from Monday to Wednesday? Because I have an emergency that comes up, I would have done that immediately. As soon as I found out that, because she said she got an uncle at the DMV. Listen what happened. Listen what happened.
Don't worry about it, just come. But then he didn't take into consideration he left on vacation for 2 days. I was counting on my uncle because if you know anything about DMVs, you're not able to get in. I woke up at 6 a.m. in the morning to get my license fixed because some people are saying, I could have taken an Uber. I could have taken a ride. I didn't really have money for Uber, hence why we all need a job. And for 2, I could have got a ride. I don't have anyone to take me. For 3, of my license being suspended, I knew that in a short period of time, it was because of an unpaid situation, not because of a character situation, by the way. And for 2, I didn't have any guidance. This is my first time being in that type of situation. Boom, I get it situated.
I'm gonna give her grace in the fact that these are these adulting type of things, right? I always tell people you're not really an adult until you had an eviction notice on your door. Once you get an eviction notice, it changes you. Once you get an eviction notice, it changes you. It should, at least. It changed your boy when he was in college. It fixed a lot of my problems. I grew up that day. That and getting your lights turned off. Those are things that will convert you. They will convert you and change you in a matter. Just like you'll get it through revelation or through tribulation. And these are the tribulations. So I appreciate the fact that she's at least acknowledging that, but I'm sorry. I would have called my boss immediately and said, hey, I am not, because, well, here in Georgia, I have to admit, our DMVs are not as bad as most people, as the horror stories that you've heard. They are pretty efficient, but I still would have been like, hey, boss man, I cannot make it in on Monday. I have an emergency coming up. I will be in there on Wednesday with bells on. Do you want me to bring you donuts, coffee, what you need? I'll be there on Wednesday. See you then. That's what I would have done immediately, because she said her uncle wasn't even there. So all of that, uncle still didn't come through. All right. Right. There'd been some filibuster. What are we doing here? Is it filibustering? What are we doing, Caleb? But let's keep it going. Watch this.
To put gas or electricity in the Tesla, I got there 30 minutes late. I communicated this way ahead of time. I had a feeling I was going to be late. Sure. The part where I agree with you is that I came late the second time. The second time I shared bravely enough that I was suffering through pain, cramps. Understandably, women, we go through that all the time. However, that was when I wasn't saying I overslept or, oh my God, periods make you late. I was saying what happened and I was running a few minutes late. I was driving and I didn't reach out to them. That's on me. But I didn't know that a 5-minute deterrent would have got me fired.
Now, the more she elaborates, the more the story becomes a bit more clear. So she wasn't just late one day. She was late essentially 2 days in a row. And I guess
and not just 2 days. Wait, not just 2 days. her first 2 days. That's the part. Don't let that skip by you. Don't let that slip past you. The first 2 days. So you barely even got your employee handbook. They didn't even print your name tag yet. They didn't even get you the copy code for the copier over outside the break room. You still ain't even got that yet. And you late 2 times.
But what's interesting to me is, respectfully, she said something around the lines of like, oh, I didn't think that 5 minutes was going to get me fired. And she's entitled to think whatever she wants to think. But I will say this, 5 minutes to some people probably isn't nothing, but to others, that's everything. A lot of people expect you to arrive like 15 minutes early so things like this don't happen. But arriving
That's
5 minutes late on your second day.
She made some kind of change to her audio. That's her sound. I don't know. That's Simone. That's not me.
It's like, what are they supposed to expect from you? Are they supposed to expect excuses, lateness? That may have just been the impression they got, and unfortunately, it cost her job. And also, she said she didn't communicate that because she was driving, which definitely don't be texting and driving and things of that sort because it's not safe. But she showed up late, and they didn't even know why she was late. Come to find out, she had blood on the leaves. You know what I mean? And I understand. It's hard times out here, especially during that time of the month. My. But to be honest, these jobs don't care. They don't care. They don't want to hear no excuses. They want you to come in, do your job, and leave. For all we know, that 5 minutes that she was late could have meant that somebody else had to stay 5 minutes later, and maybe they didn't want to do that. Who knows? But nonetheless, this is still a learning experience. And so many videos like this have been popping up on TikTok of people just losing their jobs. They're going viral, losing their jobs. And the reasoning of why they're losing their jobs is beyond me sometimes. At this point, it might need to be studied. But let me see why else this may have happened.
I wasn't taking into consideration the attendance policy. They didn't explain to me their attendance policy. And if it was so high to that extreme, I thought they would have made the brevity of that situation a little bit.
First of all, it's not brevity, it's severity of the situation. Ma'am, you were there 30 minutes late the first day when they probably went over attendance policy. Do they really have to tell you about attendance policy? I'm being for real. Really. You attend class, you attend work, you attend a ball game, you attend all these other things. Did somebody have to tell you an attendance policy for the Beyonce concert? Did somebody have to tell you the attendance policy for making sure there's food in your refrigerator? No, you just know that you got to do these things. I don't need an attendant. I don't need somebody to explain, and definitely not my employer to explain to me the attendance policy, ma'am. And please understand the policy. Lateness should be ingrained from the beginning. But let's go.
Higher.
Now, ma'am, I'm not gonna lie. This is where you lost me. They needed to explain to you the attendance policy. The standard of not being late and being on time, in my humble opinion, this shouldn't have to be explained by an employer. And y'all can disagree with me in the comments, and feel free if you want to fight about it, you know what to do. But I feel like this starts at home. And fight with your mom, because they're the ones that need to teach. Fight with your dad, whoever was in charge of instilling the morals, the principles, and the character into you. Because I feel like that is who should be telling you it's important to be on time, not the job. Ma'am, they don't know you from a can of paint. You new to the team. They don't want to have to babysit. Like, whatever the job is you got hired to do, they want you to do that job, learn whatever's in the employee handbook, the SOP, whatever, and get straight to work. They don't need to explain to you the tardiness policy. And something tells me that this is in the fine print somewhere that a lot of y'all don't like to read. When you're onboarding for the job, they probably have all of this in like saying, hey, I agree to the terms and conditions as somebody who's going to work at X, Y, and Z. And now that's a head scratcher, what she said.
Quicker. I do think, in my opinion, that situation, they didn't hear me out. They didn't care for my reasoning. It doesn't matter. All I'm saying is that you cannot look at a 60-second video and assume someone's character. I didn't appreciate comments saying I'm irresponsible, I don't deserve a next job. You're not.
Okay, now in that regard, I'm definitely not that team. I believe that this is a learning opportunity for her. I definitely would not say she doesn't deserve a job or whatnot like that. I think you're going to learn. You learned a lesson. Learn your lesson, write it down. Don't forget it again. and go on and move on. Like, so the people saying that to her, yeah, they're kind of foul. But let me hear how Simone said it.
Not gonna get another job laughing at me. I don't think that's productive in any means. And I think that speaks more about your character than mine, because
I don't think it's very kind to wish bad on someone. And if that's what she's saying, I agree. I do also separately think that many people may have made an assumption based off of the videos that she presented. And even in this part too, it's like, ma'am, it could be argued that even her expectation of her past employer needing to explain the tardiness policy to her could speak to her character. And I mean that in the nicest way. Is it, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong, universally, is it being late a problem or no? Like, if it's 5 minutes, let me know. Is that not a big deal to you or people that you know, or is that just like a normal Tuesday? Because I didn't think someone needed to explain that, but I do also understand we are all very different and we all think different, which is why I love talking to different people and hearing different perspectives. And it's not to shame her, it's actually to ask a question, because it reminds me of that other video where the woman was late for getting her haircut. Do y'all remember that? And she wasn't necessarily saying it was like the best thing ever that she was late. She was just like, I wasn't that late. Like, why couldn't she work with me? People are late in Wisconsin all the time. And we was like, girl, this is LA. What you talking about? But this is very similar. The fact that perhaps many people don't see that as a problem or even see it as disrespectful or something that's looked down upon, especially being that this is your employer. This isn't somewhere you were getting a service. This is somewhere you work that can give you administrative action and repercussions for your lateness, i.e. firing you. I'm just trying to understand, y'all. I really am.
As I was open and honest, and the last thing I wanted to say was, it was a thought passing. I wanted to make an OTD. I didn't make an OTD. You see my account. I didn't make an OTD, guys. I was saying I was confident of day one because of my performance outside of me coming late, because there are other factors that determine whether you get to stay at a job, not always punctuality.
And that's true. And I'm not sure if she did in fact do the outfit of the day and that was the causation of her being late. I can't confirm nor deny, but if that was the case, that would be very interesting. That would be very interesting. If it was on the same day, like your first day, and say you were running 10-15 minutes late on the first day. And can you imagine that being your first strike and you were flicking it up in the mirror in your work outfit, and because you were doing that instead of heading to work, you gave yourself strike one, and then the next day, you had blood on the leaves, and you were struggling to get by, and you was walking a little slow, which I understand, the DMV thing, all of this, and so you were late again, allegedly. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. And they don't care. They don't care nothing about you need to be at the DMV. They don't care nothing about your license being suspended. They don't care nothing about you having blood on the leaves or your outfit of the day. They don't. They care about when you clocking in. When are you clocking in? How long can you stay? How long can we use you? It's a business. It's actually not anything personal. And to be fair, she looks fairly young. I could be wrong, but she looks young. And
like
unfortunately, that is what we're seeing happen to a lot of the younger people.
I understand there's a probation period. I was saying from my point of view, if you want me to do a view of employer's point of view, I could actually do that for humor purposes. So if I'm stumbling over words or I may sound nervous, I didn't expect that video to blow up. I am a creator of less than 10,000 followers, 1,000 followers, if that. I don't even know how much I'm standing. I think I have 700 something at this time period. So if you took the time to watch this video in totality, you understand that I'm a person that strives to have good character. I was honest. I'm not making excuses for what I did. I'm simply explaining what occurred on day one, and day two didn't exist because I got there late. And I was saying, yeah, I got fired for being late. And whether I agree with that, it doesn't matter. I'm stating the facts, not here to debate you guys. Appreciate you guys for all the love and the people who did say, hey, maybe firing her off the first day wasn't that smart, or it could have been handled differently. It doesn't matter. I make other content. I'm still living my life. I actually did an interview that same day, by the way. Very resilient. And that's one thing about me. No matter what type of comments you guys will make, doesn't really matter, because it doesn't change who I am and who I put my identity in, which is Jesus Christ. So anyway, I love you guys, but Jesus loves you more. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.
Now, I do want to say this. I wish her well on her job
I wanted her
hunt.
to get a
But
job,
I
yeah.
think I think instead of the many people who probably were poking fun at her, I think it would be better and wiser to just see these case studies. That's what I'm gonna call them. These case studies that happen on TikTok and say, you know what can I learn from this? Going into the real world
Hey, babe.
to be a better person. We all make mistakes. We all do stuff. Sometimes it's like, why did I do like that was so stupid? Even me. I mean, everybody. So sometimes I see stuff and I'm like, let this just be a reminder for all of us to strive to show up in the world in a way that we would like to be perceived, in a way that's favorable, by doing things that would
Right.
give that impression, by not being late, by trying to be on time. I understand stuff happens to everybody, but it is critical during the first couple of days of work. You got to show them something, y'all. They don't know you enough to want to keep you yet. They really don't. I have seen people that because over time of them working somewhere, they can get away with a lot because when it comes down to
Gotcha.
it, their
When do you want-
employer knows,
you want that
hey,
for
if I
tomorrow
ever
or
needed
tonight, or
something
when-
done, this person is going to
Okay.
do it. They're going to come through. They're going to pull through. So if anything happens to that person, they look out for them. And we all know people like that at work. You
Okay.
might even be that person at
well,
work.
let me
But
get
what I'm
that-
saying
okay,
is
I'll
the
have-
first couple of days, you don't got no skin in the game yet. So it makes it easy to just like let you go. And you might be an amazing worker. You might have great character, but they don't know that. All they know is what they're seeing, which is why it's important to try to make a great impression from the beginning.
Whatever you do, folks, if you have a job, keep that job. It don't matter. It don't matter. Don't make that mistake thinking, oh, I'm tired. Oh, I can get a new job. No, not in this economy, ladies and gentlemen. Don't do it. Don't listen to the lies. Don't listen to that. We'll keep that job.
What I found interesting about this video here is this is ironically a video she made before losing her job that she ended up getting, and she's telling everyone something that many of us may believe: keep the job. But what do you do when you lose the job and it's mainly your fault? Man, so I agree with her. Do what y'all need to do to make sure you can get by, because it is hard for a lot of people right now. It is. I am wishing her well. But that was very ironic, I must say. I need to know what y'all think about all this down below. Do we as a society have an issue with people being late? Is it as big of a deal as people say? If it's just 5 minutes, is that too much? Is 10 minutes too much? What is the range of being late that becomes unacceptable? I need y'all to comment the minutes down below, because now I have questions. Genuinely.
Not the minutes.
We got to start making better decisions today in order to have a better future.
Not the minutes. My girl said, give me the minutes. All right. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about being tardy? Is it that bad? Are we making too much out of it? What do y'all think? Comment down below. What do y'all think? And hear me, I'm the guy that is anxious about being tardy. I get very bothered about being tardy, being late. If I don't, it's a joke. If Jason's late, he don't want to be there. That's how they look. Hey, and I've been late places, but it trust me, I gave people fits about me still being at home, and we supposed to be there at what time? We supposed to be there at 6:30, and we sitting right here. I'm giving people fits. Trust me, I'm making people miserable. Yeah, and again, like we're still on day 1 and day 2. We're still in probationary period. We don't even know your name yet. You have not got the copy code for the copier yet. It just don't work. Is there a phobia about being late? I'm pretty sure I have it. I'm pretty sure. I'll look it up. Let me know. I'm pretty certain that I have that phobia. It's real. I know it. I think so. I don't think that's a reach. I don't think that's a reach. I do think it's, yeah, I think it's bad. 5-minute policy after scheduled time to start and stop. Okay. See, I agree with you 1000%. Not a phobia. It's not a phobia. A coping mechanism for anxiety. It creates anxiety. It creates anxiety in me. Like literally, my hands are sweating. If I could show you like my desktop, like I'm leaving handprints because my hands are sweaty because I'm thinking about being late places. Like the thought of that is making me anxious. I'm gonna look at my Whoop. I'm pretty sure my heart rate is up because I'm thinking about being late. Oh, I didn't update my thing today. It says I'm in a high stress position. My heart rate is up. It's called the white rabbit syndrome. What is that? Don't tell Omar. Don't tell Omar. Yeah, that was the first day. Wait, what? The first day? See? Look, I want the young lady to find a job. But again, to me, this is not a non-recoverable situation. She just got to learn from it. I pray she learned from it. She got a good job and went ahead and is doing great things and is moving on from here. But that's, to me, I think it's pretty bad, in my opinion. And I don't fault the employer at all. Not one bit. I had to bring Umar back in. We got to throw a hat tip to Umar. Umar, for sure. For sure, y'all. But thank y'all so much. And by the way, I want to say thank you to everybody who grabbed a t-shirt or a hoodie or all that kind of stuff from the merch store this past the month of July. Thank you so much. I'm letting you know that September is coming and I'll be celebrating 5 years of podcasting in September. So there will be some new amazing things coming. So go ahead and grab yourself some stuff. Get your I Stand With Erica Kurt shirt. I dropped the price on that and all that kind of good stuff. It's getting cold somewhere. I'm pretty sure it's cold somewhere. So you need a hoodie. Grab yourself a hoodie or 2 or 5, all that kind of good stuff like that. So grab that. Wait. Oh, I thought you said you were being late. Like, Lord. But please, absolutely. Thank you all so much to everybody who grabbed something out of the store this month. Thank you so much. Go ahead and grab some more stuff. I appreciate y'all. Let's get to it. All right. I've put it off. I've put it off. I've not said anything about Candace. And I know y'all like talking about Candace. It is what it is. So this young lady, very, very talented content creator, Kira Davis, she's talked about tons of different things, but she talked about her experiences with Candace Owens. And I thought it was super, super insightful. I want to bring it on and let her just kind of give you her background and her experiences with Candace. I think it is helpful. I will tell you this, there's not a lot of Candace clips in there, so y'all don't have to worry, especially if Candace causes y'all anxiety, because a lot of y'all got Candace phobia at this point. So let's go ahead and bring this in. And shout out to the links, by the way, all the links to every video that we've done today is already down in the description. I only added 2 new videos that you haven't even seen yet, so I'll try to add those at the end. So shout out to everybody. Let's get this going. Ladies and gentlemen, Green Hearts in chat when you can hear.
Okay, here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Just Kira Davis. I started the live stream and it wasn't streaming to X, so I had to stop it and I'm starting it again, but this will just go as a regular podcast episode available on Spotify, iTunes, Substack, or YouTube if you want to check it out later. And I just had some things to say about Candace Owens. And I don't do my old podcast anymore, just listen to yourself. And so I don't really have a formal format. I just get on and talk when I want to. And I have really tried to stay out of this Candace Owens stuff because A, she annoys me. B, I paid a heavy price for being the first person to ring the alarm on her publicly. And it was me. You know, I've learned from Trump, you should be humble. You should take credit where credit is due. And it was me that stuck my neck out there back in 2020. There's an article, you can go find it on Red State. I'll share it here to the screen. But I wrote about it, and it's called The Trouble with Candace. I wrote about it in 2020. And wow. I said then, look, I'm really uncomfortable with how quickly she has risen to the top of conservatism. She's not properly vetted. And furthermore, I have questions about the way she speaks. And I said then, I know you guys really are excited about the way she talks about Black people, because I think it was a relief to hear this popular figure maybe say things that white conservatives were worrying about or have been concerned about, but couldn't voice on their own behalf. She said a lot of that stuff out loud. And I think it made some people who were feeling wrongly accused, it gave them some comfort, fair enough. But then it also gave some legitimately just weak
Terrible
thinkers
people. Yeah.
and racists permission to think about Black people in a certain way. And I talk about it in this article, and I talk about how, it's not that she's not, that some of the things she's saying aren't true, but I say that her rhetoric is not made up of any persuasion. And that was my problem. It's one thing to be an influencer, and I didn't understand it at the time that she was an influencer. And I don't think a lot in conservative media understood she was an influencer and not a thinker. And so the big places like Daily Wire and The Blaze and everybody else, everybody did it, so no one's guilty on their own, but they elevated her quickly as if she were a critical thinker and a persuader and a debater, and she's not. Say in this article, her rhetoric is not made up of persuasion. It's negativity and bomb throwing designed to rile up her audience. And let me tell you, her audience is not Black people. This is never more obvious than when I or any other Black conservative display even the slightest criticism. We will get responses from a couple of Black people and then 1,000 white conservatives. Okay. So that was back in 2020. Now, when I wrote that article, I lost thousands of followers and readers, and I got thousands of complaints and messages, and I got dozens of DMs from other Black conservatives who said, and I still have all your DMs, everybody, who said, thank you for saying this out loud. I can't say this out loud because I'll lose all my followers. So there's a lot of Black conservatives out there who said, I'm glad you said it. I don't get in the mix because I'm scared of Candace's followers. So I took, and you know what? I'm not even mad at them, because the truth is, I guess they did the right thing, because I for sure paid a professional price for doing it. I lost work with people that I wanted to work with, some big names, people that I was working on deals with or working on collaborating with, who, when that came out, they didn't want anything to do with me. I won't name those names. I guess I'm not going to name them. I'm not even sure if any of them even care anymore. But if you're out there and you're seeing me talk about this, yeah, you owe me an apology. You owe me an apology, because all of these people, by the way, they're all now distancing themselves from Candace and saying, well, we've got to stand up and we've got to talk about this. And we have to be, we can't just let her go unchecked. We've got to combat this. We have to, more speech is better speech, right? These are the same people who said, we can't work with you because you're too critical of Candace. The same people, like the very same people. You do the math on it. So anyway, I since then learned that it doesn't matter. And I realized also that she's an influencer. She doesn't do what I do, but this is why I don't have 1 million followers, right? I don't do that. I'm a writer essentially and a commenter, but really a thinker. I'm really a communicator. So I don't do what she does. And once I realized that, then I kind of understood, well, we're not in the same space. So I'm not going to get those jobs. She's doing what she's doing, and she's doing it well. She's making her money. And why bother then? Because it's just riling up her base. I get nothing but grief, and no one believes me anyway. And everyone just thinks I'm a whiny, jealous complainer. That's the number one criticism I got. You're jealous, Kira. You're jealous. Still, there's probably people watching this right now going, she sounds jealous.
I never said that. I thought she was smart.
Again, from industry people, I got that. From industry people, some of whom are probably looking at this feed right now. Kira, I love you. I got that. I love you, but I think you're wrong here. I think maybe there's a little bit of envy involved.
Ooh.
And again, all the same people who are now saying, what happened to Candace? When did she get so crazy? No, she's always this crazy. I tried to tell you before. No one listened, but that's neither here nor there at this point, I guess. And I really should stop complaining about that, because it is a problem now. And I've tried to stay out of it, because to my mind, you don't want to fuel the fire. And a lot of this is influencer politics to me. I don't understand the whole influencer sphere on the right. I'm not a part of it. I've never been a part of it. I started in this business before we even knew what an influencer was, and I'll be here long after the influencers are gone. So I thought, okay, this is them. And I'm not a part of it. Also, I'm Gen X. Like, stay out of my face. I'm trying to raise a friggin' family while they're forcing bullies into my daughter's school bathroom. You know, this kind of thing I'm thinking about. And I've come on here and said it's perfectly fine to ignore this, but it's not going away and it's not getting less. So more and more people are talking about it. And I am a communicator. And since I was the person to break the story on the right that Candace Owens was not who we were trying to pretend she was, then I guess I should be out here talking about this, because this really is getting ridiculous. I know who Candace is. I've known this whole time. And most of you are now figuring out who she is. But let me explain her to you. Okay? Grifter gets thrown around a lot. And I think that term has lost a lot of its meaning. A lot of people don't even know what it is. But a grifter is just someone who follows the tide of popular culture to earn money, right? I'll be whatever you want me to be. Actors are grifters, really. I'll be whatever you need me to be. So a lot of people say, well, she is a grifter, or, gee, she wasn't always a grifter, but now she's a grifter now. I don't think Candace is a grifter, actually. I think grifting is a bit more calculated and requires a bit more savvy. Maybe savvy is not the right word, because I do think she's savvy and I do think she's clever. I don't want to pretend that Candace Owens is stupid. She certainly is not. But I don't think she's clever enough to maintain a grifter posture successfully. Candace is a pick-me girl. She's not an influencer, really. She's not she's not intellectual titan. She's a pick-me girl. So everything that she's done, if you look at, and if you don't know what a pick-me girl is, a pick-me girl for Gen X might not understand that term, but a pick-me girl is just, you know, the hard up, like, clingy wannabe girl.
I can see that.
The hoe. She's not a girl's girl.
She's
you know,
hoe.
that
Oh,
kind of
no.
girl, which is funny because I just read an old article, which has now been scrubbed from the internet, by her, that she wrote back in the days when she was a new blogger, back when we were all just blogging. Back then, I was writing blogs about how to save America for my children. And she was writing blogs about how to sleep with another girl's boyfriend. And she wrote a whole article. She wrote multiple articles about, it's none of my business if this guy is your boyfriend or not. He's in the relationship, not me. It's empowering to sleep around, and I'm not a girl's girl, and I'm not here to protect your relationship. I mean, again, that's neither here nor there. If you love Candace Owens, you're going to think that that's just fine. You're going to be like, oh, isn't that great? I'm only telling you this. Again, it's been scrubbed. She's scrubbed everything from the internet. She has scrubbed everything that's
Actually, I
negative
found that
about
article.
her. You know, that's another way you can tell that she's a pick-me girl. Because, so
I found those
let me
articles.
back up. This is a girl who is saying, I'm not a girl's girl. I'm in it for me, right?
Mhm.
I like the guy. I'm talking to the guy. He's paying me attention. He's giving me pleasure. He's giving me enjoyment. So no, I'm not a girl's girl. Again, fine. If that's who you are, that's fine. That's what I'm telling you. That's who she is, right? She's never changed. She's no different. She's a pick-me girl. She was a pick-me girl back then when she was 20. And she just went through a series of personalities to try to figure out which personality would allow you to pick her. Because she's always just want to be picked. I think that's why she doesn't like being black. In America, you don't always get picked in many circles. If you're black, you're definitely not the first one picked. And not if you're a black girl trying to grow up in a majority white society and trying to adhere to those standards. It makes sense to me that Candace doesn't like black people. I don't think she likes herself. She's always been a pick-me girl. And that's what she is now, a pick-me girl. But even back then, when she was writing those trashy hoe articles about how it's perfectly fine to be a hoe and be out there hoeing around with other girls' boyfriends, and I am not a girl's girl, she's setting it up right now. Believe people when they tell you. And people change. People grow. They mature. But you go try to find that article. You can't. It's scrubbed. Candace isn't out there going, that's who Charlie was. Charlie went out there and said, this is who I was. This is who I used to be. The man I met, the Charlie Kirk I met at 20 years old was not the Charlie Kirk who left us back in September. He had changed in the time I knew him. He changed, and he always talked about that. He didn't make it a secret, and he didn't run from who he used to be. And he encouraged other people to make that change, not Candace. Pick me girls don't want you to know who they were. They only want you to know who they are right now, and they'll be whoever you need them to be. So when you go, I don't know why Candace is like this now all of a sudden. She didn't used to be like this. Yes, she did. She always was. She just figured out which personality you would pick. And that's the Candace Owens you caught. And then that's the one you came to like. And then when she picked a different personality to get a different group of people that she wanted to pick her, she changed. And you're going, well, God, she didn't used to be this way. Yes, she did. She was always this way. I don't know if Candace Owens really cares about the state or plight of Black America, or, if she really has ideas about solutions for Black America. I don't think she cares. I don't think she cares if white people are racist. I don't think she cares if Black people are racist. I honestly don't think she cares, period. Whatever side of that issue is going to get her the most attention is the side she's going to pick. When she wrote those trashy hoe articles, she was also putting up sites to dox Republicans and conservatives and people who break CRT and DEI policies. That was her. And then she became a feminist warrior. There's an iteration of Candace Owens on the internet. A lot of it's been scrubbed. There's that iteration of it too. And then she became a YouTuber. She did Red Pill Black. That's when she started to find there might be a little juice on YouTube. And I think what happened, I can't be sure, but I think what happened is she started talking about a subject that conservatives liked, which I think was celebrity culture. And then when they started picking it up, she just leaned into it, right? That was that version of Candace Owens, a YouTube warrior. And then she became a master influencer. She joined TPUSA and she became the Gen millennial Pied Piper, if you will.
The millennial Pied Piper is crazy.
The face of Black liberation. I'm going to liberate all of Black America from the Democrat slave plantation. And then she became an investigative reporter. And now she's what? Right? Then she became a Kanye stan. Then she became an anti-Semite. Then she became a Trump fan. Then she became a Trump hater. Pick me. It's pick me. She loved Charlie, then she hates Charlie. She loved TPUSA. She took all their money that they offered her and worked for them. And now she hates TPUSA. She's pick me. When you understand who she is, you can understand better what she's doing with Charlie and Charlie's legacy. Why would she dig in like this? It's the weirdest thing. She had the Macron thing going on. She's got her whatever she's doing with Nick Fuentes and the Groypers over there. She's got a whole thing going on over there. She also does a lot of celebrity commentary. She's hot and heavy on the Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds thing. She's got other things going on. And we know that she knew Charlie. Why would she dig in like this? One might think she might lean into the sympathy angle more and get more, attention for the loss of a good friend. Why is she choosing this way to dig in? Right? It's because if you understand who she really is and who she has always been, you can understand what her problem is with Charlie and TPUSA. And it is that he picked her and then he didn't pick her. And he didn't pick her for the ultimate job, which was his wife. Now, I don't know Charlie well enough or Candace at all, to tell you what their personal relationship was like. I can only give you an opinion based on hearsay and third party talk from, what I learn around the industry. And I never really heard anyone talking about anything going on between them. That's not what I'm suggesting at all. What I'm saying is that when Charlie, and this was always my biggest problem with Charlie, this is why I would fuss at.
Okay. I'm gonna let her. She cooking, y'all. Kira Davis is cooking. Y'all go ahead and put some bomb emojis in the chat because she is not playing games. Y'all put them bomb emojis in the chat. She is cooking them. Shout out to Kira Davis. She's an excellent content creator. Her link was put in the chat. It's down in the description as well as in the chat. It was already put in there. So y'all definitely go support her. She's an excellent content creator. I think definitely we need to get more like Kira, less Candaces. Let's go.
Him so much. And I got the reputation for doing that. I really was annoyed with him for bringing us Candace. And no one listened to me when I was sounding the alarm at the time. And everyone was like, you're jealous. So I was always annoyed with Charlie over that. But what happened was they picked her and they had a pretty good run. Her and Charlie were a good team. They did great things up on that stage. And Candace has some really great footage you can go watch in her TPUSA days, really giving it to those students. And I think she fit in very well over there at TPUSA actually for a while. I believe.
Look, I'm going to push back a little bit because I think Kira made a great point. We've been saying this for a long time, that Candace was an influencer, not a thinker. That's the thing, not a thinker. She just uses platitudes. She just uses colloquialisms and just pushes those over memeology. She just pushes that, keeps pushing that. So I don't know. If you go back and watch some of her lectures or speeches at TPUSA, they're vacuous. They are really missing any real meat and substance. And if you disagree, send me one. Send me a speech that Candace gave that you're like, this is a deep thought, a real deep thought. Send it to me, jwitt@jwitt.com. All right, let's keep this dance going.
This is only my opinion.
That's fine.
That Candace wanted to build an empire. And that's really what she's always aimed at. There's something inside of her that makes her feel like she has to prove herself. She wants everyone to pick her. She wants to be at the top of the heap. I'll give you another example of that. A couple years ago, you may remember, she got into a bit of hot water after she had her, I think it was her second or third child. Her and her husband live in Nashville, and she was hired to be the featured speaker at a very prominent Republican women's event in Utah. She took $30,000 for the event.
What?
And then the day before called to cancel.
What?
And she said that she could not take that time to go to fulfill her obligations because she didn't realize how much effort it would take to be a nursing mom. She was, basically she was just saying, I've had the baby and I'm more overwhelmed than I thought it would be. I can't go. That's just too long of a flight. And then she asked for a private jet so she could do a quick turnaround, go in and turn around. I think they did accommodate that, and she just ended up not going at all. She just flaked. $1,000. She just flaked. Well, what did she do the night of the event she was supposed to be at? Was she at home with her nursing infant? No. She was at a birthday party for Brittany Aldean at the country music star Jason Aldean's ranch in Nashville. That's where she was. That's why she canceled. She's a pick-me girl, and she found something better.
Can somebody find that? Can somebody find that for me? I didn't know this. I did not know this. Shout out to Lynn, I believe it is, that sent me this. I didn't know this. Can y'all find me this? And look, feel free to let me know. And if you find it, please. Somebody asked me, am I covering the comment section tonight? No, that's not my plan. we got a lot of stuff to do tonight. We got a lot of work to do tonight. And I can't send no AI bot to be out here being Jay Witt. I don't have a Jay Witt AI bot yet, but we could maybe make that work. But I got work to do. But we will do it on Saturday, I promise you. Okay, what we got? All right. You remember? I've never heard this story before. Chrissy, then if you remember it, then you gotta, if you say you know where it is, jwitt@jwitt.com. I'm checking my email in 5 minutes. I need you to send me that. I've never heard this story.
Somebody better picked her
Wow.
than the dumb old Republican ladies in Utah. Pick me, girl. If you start framing everything she does with that in mind, things start to make a lot more sense. So you might feel like, whoa, she's switching it up. I never knew she felt this way or that. No, what happened was she met a group of people who she wants to pick her, and now she's saying what she thinks they want to hear. And for whatever reason, right now, it's the Groypers. I don't know why. You know, I don't have a foot in that world, so I don't know what kind of money is flying around. But there might be some other interests as well. I do think some foreign interests are throwing cash around the influencer space. I don't know if she's one of those people that's getting that, but I do know that there is something in this for her. It's not that if you hear Kira Davis saying something, making an argument, having a debate, it's because I'm feeling passionate about that. This is a topic that I believe in, and I want to discuss it, and I want to talk about how to improve it or make it better or, you know, keep winning. I do what I do because I want to win for America, for Republican politics, for liberty. Sorry, you can hear my dog growling back there. Lola, be quiet. She don't even like Candace. When you hear
don't like Candace.
Me talking, you can bet that it's something that I really am passionate about and have been thinking about. When you hear her talking, it's just because she's trying to grab an audience.
It's the flavor du jour. Yeah.
She's trying to be who you want her to be.
That's a good point. That point right there.
So Kanye West didn't, you know, pervert her or make her into somebody that she wasn't before. She's always been that person. And when Kanye West picked her, she became more of that person. And then when he decided to not pick her anymore, she picked a different personality. She picked a different topic. And that's why you see her making all of these ridiculous assertions about who killed Charlie. And who's responsible, what the conspiracy was. It was the Utah government, then it was the FBI, then it was Kash Patel, then it was security guard, then it was Frank Turek, then it was Erica Kirk. You just keep flipping and switching. She's trying to figure out which one will make you pick her. She's trying to figure out which theory you're going to pick, so you'll pick her. That's what she'll land on. She's always been this person. And it doesn't matter if her clock is right twice a day, right? Like there's some things that she says, a lot of people would say to me, well, Kira, she's not saying a lot that's different from what you say about the Black community or the plight of Black people, right? You can have the facts straight and still you have absolutely no intention of fixing this problem.
Correct.
And again, like for some people, she made them feel better about all of the negative things they think about Black people. Some of those things have been earned. And for a population of people who have been, you know, just sick of being the butt of every insult and complaint and criticism about in American history, being asked to be accountable for some of the worst horrors in our history. Like, yeah, white conservatives were sick of that. And of course, they're going to find any port in a storm. And Candace had a loud voice for whatever reason. People elevated her and more people heard her, and it made them feel better, right? Not to feel better to be racist, but just feel better to know, like, you know, okay, it is okay for me to be feeling kind of upset about this. And I don't like this. And so they didn't know what they were listening. They didn't know what they were looking at. But see, I'm a Black woman and I'm a Republican and I'm a former liberal and I'm 51. And so I know what I'm looking at when I see it. And I clocked Candace from the start and I paid a heavy price for it. A price that still, you know, reverberates to this day. And that's fine. That's just the way it is. You know, that's just the way it is. But she is a real person, right? But you don't know the real person.
Mm-mm.
And the person she's showing you is just the person that she thinks is most expedient right now. That's the person you'll pick. Charlie didn't pick her. And she's never gotten over it. And a lot of those text messages again, like saving 12-year-old text messages, that's normal.
That's crazy.
But I guess, that's the biz. But a lot of those text messages, sometimes when I was looking at them, what I was reading between the lines, you take it with a grain of salt, but what I saw was a young man who, was being friendly to this woman who he once thought of as a good friend, and maybe was trying to keep her placated, and maybe also felt a little bit bad for whatever rejections he had offered her. And I don't know what their personal relationship was. I don't know the different ways he may have rejected her over the years. He clearly rejected her very privately and quietly. You never got a statement from Charlie about her. And perhaps maybe we needed that. Hindsight's 2020. Just like,
did.
and I'm not blaming Charlie either, because, I've been pretty quiet about her, fairly quiet over the last few years. Also, just not wanting to stir the hornet's nest.
Hey, shout out real quick. This is the best live chat on the internet. Y'all type the best in the chat. Just type the word the best. Flood the best in the chat. There's a reason why this is called the best live chat on the internet, the most electrifying comment section on the planet. Why? Why is it that? Why is that? As y'all flood the best in the chat, just go ahead and put the best, because just like that, I have the article of Candace reneging on that Republican, speaking event, and there's evidence of her at the birthday party, not just somebody said it. No, they're actually there. They got the X and everything like that. This is the best live chat on the internet. I don't care. I don't care about super chats and cash apps and hypes and all that stuff like that. By the way, please make sure you like this video. Please hype it up. I do appreciate that. But undefeated, this live chat does not even, it's always going to be elected as the best live chat on the internet. Shout out to Chrissy. Thank you so much. I told Chrissy she had 5 minutes. I think she had 3 minutes to spare. Shout out to Chrissy. Did you have that saved or something? How did you already have that? The best. Chrissy, you are the best. All right. So, all right, we're going to save that for tomorrow, because when I tell you I still have a lot, we ain't even reached the halfway point of this project tonight. So we got a lot to do tonight. Let's get back at it. Kira is cooking, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all go to Kira's channel and support her. She is cooking.
But also just not wanting to fall to any friendly fire. But it's clear that she's causing a lot of problems. People like her, Nick Fuentes, are causing a lot of problems. And it's clear that people on the left are going to want to make her the spokesperson for the right. But I want you guys to remember that we did that to ourselves. I told y'all not to make her a spokesperson for the right. She hadn't earned it.
I told you. I told you.
Again, that's Monday morning quarterbacking. Hindsight's 2020. I'm going to get a hat that said Kira was right about everything. I'm going to go next to my Trump hat.
I'm going to send it to her. I'm going to get it and send it to her.
But at this point, now she's all of our problems, right? And we can't let her be made a symbol for us on the right.
Correct.
So I'm here to tell you the same thing I've been telling you since 2020. Candace Owens is wrong. And just because her clock is right twice a day doesn't mean that she's one of us. And she is not one of us.
Wow.
She's worse than one of us. She's not even one of them. She's not even a liberal and a Democrat. She doesn't believe anything. That's worse. That's worse. Because those are the chameleons. Those are the people who could mold themselves into what you want them to be. Me. You know who she's like? You know who she reminds me of? Dylan Mulvaney. Right? She's the female Dylan Mulvaney, or the black Dylan Mulvaney, however you want to put that. But that's a guy who he was a theater kid. He was a pick me boy for whatever reason.
Pick me boy is crazy.
So much so that he went into theater. I know, as a former actress myself, I'm one of those people too. I get it. I'm a theater kid. That's why it takes one to know one. But right, he was always looking for what would make him famous. So at first he did Broadway, then he did some sketch comedy, and then he tried to do I think fashion critiquing, and he did some super gay TikToking. He thought it would be like a gay icon. Like nothing he did worked. Nothing he did worked until he picked up on the trans thing. I'm going to be, whatever, 100 Days of Being a Girl or whatever. So he tried all of these different identities until he found one that people would pick. Candace is that person. And that's how she is with her issues, right? That's why they switch so much. You pick one until she finds the one that you will pick, because then you'll be picking her.
Wow.
And again, when she's entertaining people, if you want to click on her stuff, if you like, there's a lot of interesting stuff to look at with the Bridget McCrone stuff, Yeah. There's interesting stuff there. If you want to click on it and be entertained by it, that's fine. And that's another reason why I've been happy to leave this alone. But now this is spilling over into the actual grown-up work that needs to get done. Like, we have to win. And again, this is another thing that I want to say about all of the Candace fans out there who are like, well, Kira, she does have a point about where the security guard was standing in relation to the rooftop when Charlie was killed. Or she is asking these questions about whatever. She's asking all these questions. What has she done? Like, what has she solved? What victories has she had? What's the investigation that she mastered and then was able to get law enforcement convictions or political action on? Right? Who is the family of a victimized family that she has helped get justice for and helped spread the story and spread the word? Right? What has she changed? What politician has she stumped for who has won or even lost, but who she's gone out there and raised money for? Right? What op-eds does she write about how we solve the transgender crisis or how we solve the affordability crisis or what's happening to our kids? What marches has she gone to stand with parents and mothers and fathers who are fighting against boys in their girls' locker rooms or sports? What results has she gotten for anything? So fine, go be entertained by her. Do not pretend that she has anything to do with what we're doing here on the right. She's not one of us, and she never has been. I don't know where her loyalties lie. They do not lie with America. And they don't lie with Charlie or Charlie's mission. Think about how the world changed even on the day of his memorial. Can you possibly imagine being someone like Candace Owens and then trying to pretend that, oh no, Charlie wasn't, none of this was real. None of this was real. We have to ostracize her. We have to keep pushing her out. I'm glad everyone's on board with it now. And I do want to point out that when it was just Black people that she was talking bad about, a lot of folks didn't have any problems with that. And that kind of makes me sad.
Sorry.
But maybe this is a good learning moment for all of us, really. Even for me, because I don't think I've helped things by staying quiet. I don't. But I just wasn't quite sure how to deal with it. And again, the price I paid for it was so steep. And being an independent media personality, I don't work for anybody. Yeah, I just thought, well, you know what? Maybe I am just jealous, but I'm not jealous. I wouldn't want to live like that. First of all, and I feel like I see it when I see her now. Maybe I'm just making it up because of the filter I look at her in, but I don't think she's doing well right now. And to keep up that facade and to always be constantly chasing that approval and constantly that pick-me energy, it's exhausting and it rots you inside. You have to look at that person when you wake up every day, and she knows the compromises that she's made in her life. And she knows the lies that she's told, and she knows the people who have betrayed her even. She knows all of that and she lives with it every day. And I kind of have the feeling that she's sort of painted herself into a corner now and she's trapped. She doesn't have another grift. Like, I
agree with
don't
that.
know if there's a new audience for her to go find. I don't know if there's a new group of people for her to ask to pick her. I feel like it shows on her face.
Oh, that's sad.
I don't know. Candace is a problem and she's always been a problem. So let us label her a problem and let us say she is not one of us. She does not represent the right. Those of us who do represent the right, politically speaking, we're out here working. Even people, not everybody's got to be on the ground, by the way. I don't even think that. I don't expect Megyn Kelly to show up at my school board meeting. Do you know what I mean? I think she does a great job doing what she's doing where she is. But I also know that Megyn Kelly's not an idiot and she's not lazy. She's doing stuff in her own community. You just don't hear about it. She's like staying abreast of things and keeping involved and keeping informed. And she's probably stumping for people in her local community. All I'm saying is I don't expect every influencer or every personality out there to be on the front lines marching. That's not what I'm saying. But there's a difference between people who are in the battle and people who are just profiting from the battle. And Candace is just profiting from the battle. Fine, but leave it over there. She's not one of us. Grown-ups are doing business. We have 1 year to convince America that we have the right agenda to take us the rest of the way. It's not playtime. People who are serious aren't thinking about how their pockets get lined right now. We're thinking about how we save this country for our kids. We're thinking about the future. We're thinking about what happens to good, honest, hardworking Americans if Democrats are ever allowed to be in charge again. It's very serious business. We almost lost everything in November. So we really don't have time to be dealing with, pick me rejects like Candace Owens. So whoever has to talk about her out there, go ahead and do it. Say all the things that need to be said about her. If you've got some info on Candace, if you've had a distasteful interaction with her, I suggest now is the time to get out there and start telling people about it. Like, stop being quiet about it. Be brave. Because I know a lot of y'all keep that under your hat.
So I want to point out something that Kira did right here. She said, if you had a bad experience, if you had she left a bad taste in your mouth, she didn't say, come on my platform and let me interview you. She didn't say that. She said, you need to get out and tell your story, which I think is different than what a lot of people do. Because a lot of people would have been like, oh, come on my channel. I will. Absolutely. I've done it. So I understand. But she did it differently. I think that's a much more mature and I think a more authentic way to handle the situation and say, hey, if you know that if you have a bad experience, you need to go tell people about it. Not come on my platform. Let me interview you or whatever like that. I think that's the right way to handle it. Shout out to Kira.
Because of what happens to you when you speak out against Candace. So now's the time to go out there and start telling people exactly what you know. If you don't want to be held responsible for the idiot, retarded things she says, get out there and start telling your story and start talking about how stupid she is. And start reminding people that she's not one of us. And if you're one of the people who brought her to us, maybe apologize, right? Maybe tell people that I didn't get it. That was wrong, right? I was a bad judge of character. That's not the type of person we want here on the right. I was dazzled by her influential sphere, her number of followers, and I didn't really put a lot of thought into all the red flags, right? That would be nice. So that we can all learn from it and then we don't give ourselves another Candace Owens. Again, we did that to ourselves. We did that, right? The left didn't plant her there. The left didn't give her to us. We did that.
Yep.
And so the people with experience who were saying this isn't a great idea, our side rejected those people. And so maybe next time we won't, if there's a next time, but let's not let there be a next time. Let's circle the wagons here and push this organism out. She's no place here. She's not helpful.
Out with fire.
It's not that she's not helpful.
No, she's not helpful. No, say that.
It's that
Karen.
this is war, and
She's not
she's in the
helpful.
way.
She's a terrible thing.
This is who
Oh.
Candace Owens was. She's a pick-me girl. She hasn't changed. Nothing's different. This is who she always was. This is who she always was. Follow me on all the things. I got my name back on Twitter, on X. It's Kira Davis now. I don't have to be real Kira Davis as if there's some fake Kira Davis out there. Now I can just be Kira Davis. They have a new program where you can go claim unused old handles that people squatted on years
Oh.
ago. So thanks, Elon. Actually, this is one of the most exciting things about New X.
Shout out
And so
to
I
Elon.
appreciate that. Go sign up for the podcast, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Substack, and sign up for my Christmas podcast, Journey to Christmas Land, where we review cheesy TV Christmas movies. And I will catch you on the flip side. Listen, until we meet again, I just want to give everyone permission to say the things you're thinking about people like Candace. All right. So Gen X, if you're like me and you're like, hey, I'm just trying to keep my head down and do what I do and mind my own business.
Gen X.
This might be one of those times where you need to stir from your slumber and just put a few words out there. And if you've had an interaction with Candace that was displeasing, you should definitely be talking about that. People need to know who she really is. I don't think she knows who she is, but you definitely don't know who she is. She's a pick-me girl. And once you understand that about Candace, you understand everything. Bye.
Shout out to Kira Davis. I learned something in the chat. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do an exit ticket. What did you learn from that? I just learned what a pick-me girl was, and that was a very clean definition of a pick-me. So I'm gonna put pick-me. That's something. That was something. What did you learn in there? Give me something that you learned. Something that you learned. And of course, please make sure you follow Kira Davis. Thank you so much, Tina, for that. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. Okay. I like it. You're hollering. She did cook. She cooked that. She cooked. As they like to say, no crumbs were left. More people need to start speaking up about it. I agree 100%. I agree. Absolutely. We're going to read that article. Because I don't want to talk about her that much. I got something interesting to talk about. I don't want to butcher tonight. Just talking about Candace. I really don't. Can I? We'll do a survey. We'll do a survey. I never understood how the right fell for her. That's a good point. Oh man, y'all want me to read the thing? All right, okay. Yeah, I've heard the term, but I just never knew what it was. But I think that was the best. I've heard people try to describe it. That was the best definition I'd ever heard. So that's what I mean. All right, so dog, I wanted to talk about movies, man. All right, here we're gonna do this one. Let's bring this one over. Here, y'all kicking out my video about movies, but I give the people what they want. That's what we do over here. We help the people. We give them what they're looking for. We give the people what they need. So that's what we do over here. Man, y'all flood the chat. Go ahead and flood the chat though. Make sure the chat is hot. Make it hot, y'all. Come on. All right. Well, I'm getting rid of this ad. Okay, let me make sure. Yo, this is so crazy. Shout out to Chrissy for sending this to me. All right. Yeah, make sure you flood the chat. All right. Let's get at it. What do the people ask for, Jason? They asked for Candace Owens charged $30,000 for a Republican speaking gig she abruptly reneged on. Report. Candace Owens is a grift and a curse. All right. Lady Owens recently reneged on a previous engagement, and this is from June 22nd, 2021. Previous agreement to appear at an event on Juneteenth for the Republican group so that she could instead attend a birthday party for the wife of country music singer who once wore blackface for Halloween while purportedly dressing up as a rapper. She blamed it all on being the mother of an infant, but A closer look into the details suggests that there may be much more to it. It was the latest evidence of Owens, a prominent, I'm not going to call her conservative grifter, whose selective, timed anti-Black shtick has made her a prominent feature in the proverbial sunken place, cares more about her personal gain than she does about the revered Republican Party to which she has reportedly sworn allegiance. Man, who wrote this? And this is in what magazine? What is this? I mean, they're cooking her too. This is on the News One. Shout out to News One. They are not playing games with her emotions. They are not playing games. Okay, let's keep going. Case in point, according to the local news outlet Spectrum, Owens who announced she gave birth to a boy in January, contractually agreed in February to be paid $30,000 to speak at a fundraiser that was held by the Washington County Republican Party, WCRP, this past Saturday in St. George, Utah. Both sides had been negotiating the terms for a full year. 3 months later, in May, Owens' manager abruptly asked WCRP chairwoman Lisa Sandberg to cancel the appearance. Hi, Sandberg. Hope this week is well. Owens' manager Gina Flora wrote, "So sorry to have to do this, but Owens isn't going to be able to do this event on June 19th. She has been struggling with several of her past events because of her rigorous breastfeeding and pumping schedule." Flora added, "St. George is so far away." Let me reread that. "St. George is so far away that we can't find reasonable commercial flights that allows her to maintain her pumping schedule and get home soon enough. She sends the deepest apologies and hopefully we can work something out in the future." On the surface, that actually sounds like quite a reasonable and valid request. I don't know, but okay. If you want to just accept a lie, that sounds like buckets to me from the word go, but I digress. But as we know, Owens is sunken well beneath any surface, and soon her manager was instead offering Sandberg the ultimatum that included the demand of Owens flying to St. George, after all, on the condition that WCRP charter a private jet from Nashville, where Owens lives, straight to St. George. By that point, though, WCRP had already paid for Owens' travel expenses and accommodations after telling Flora in April that the event had been sold out, and a charter jet proved to be too expensive for the Republican group. Nothing we offered was good enough for her, short of that chartered flight, Sandberg said. WCRP ended up losing the money it spent on Owens' travel and was forced to fork over about $17,000 in refunds as the people began to cancel their reservations for the event. A potential legal battle is looming, as Sandberg said WCRP had already paid for a number of non-refundable purchases, including plane tickets. Owens' camp said she was never paid a dime and never signed a contract and severed ties with WCRP after legal action was threatened. She stayed in a position of being sued. Either way, her last second cancellation left the door open for Owens to go to country music singer Jason Aldean's house to celebrate his wife's birthday. An appearance that, if WCRP claims are true, suggests that she probably collected, or at least tried to collect, a handsome dowry for making. All right, so here's Jason Aldean. This is on X here. Don't blame me, I voted for Trump. Got it. The planner for Brittany Aldean's birthday party arranged for Candace Owens to do a surprise appearance. Candace Owens is now doing birthday party appearances for celebrities. All right, so here it is. Wow. Can you imagine that's your birthday present? I would want that. I would absolutely seek mediation if that was my birthday present. Aldean, as some might Remember when viral for all the wrong reasons in 2015 when photos circulated on social media showing him in blackface on a Halloween costume he said was supposed to be rapper Lil Wayne. His wife was pictured beside him wearing an apparent street gang outfit with culturally appropriate braids. In other words, Owen's grift was accomplished and then some. Wash, rinse, repeat. This is America. Wow. Okay, real quick, let's hop into the Hellcat and read these comments down at the bottom. There's supposed to be 2. Why anybody's paying this windbag to speak is beyond me. Shout out for sure. I agree 100%. Where's the other one? Oh, there it is. She is so very sad. Candace Owens is a path. I don't know what that is. I guess being pathological pays well. I have no idea what that is, but shout out for sure. All right. Thank you so much, Christy, for that. Oh my gosh, man. It's always something. It is always something. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. What'd you say? Refund. Yeah, refund immediately. But why did they want to hear is a question I think I need to ask. For sure. Shout out to y'all. Okay, now y'all know. All right, I really want to do this one. All right, like I said, I got a lot of homework. We got a lot of homework to do tonight. We got a lot of stuff going on. We've been talking about technology. We started out talking about technology in the classroom, trying to use AI robots to teach kids, which that sentence sounds bonkers. Okay, and I told you all that I had a story that I promise you would impact every last one of us. All right. In the chat, are you familiar with Flock? And I'm gonna put it in the chat too, just so you can see what I mean. Are you familiar with this? Flock. Are you familiar with these? And what it is? If not, it's okay. You're gonna learn in a few minutes. Have no fear. Have you heard of these? Is it a drug? No, it's not a drug. Okay, so we got some people who know about it. Okay, cool. All right. And actually, they've mentioned a couple of times. I've heard them mention them on our body cams. Okay, so people know about these Flock cameras. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this video in. I don't know what the name of this is. It's called Reason TV. I like this lady because she really does a great job of explaining things. So she's gonna explain what Flock cameras are. And then we're going to watch a video that kind of breaks down some of the problems that people are having. And this young lady breaks them down too. Shout out to her for sure. All right, let's get popping and locking. Can I make this bigger? Green hearts in the chat when you can hear.
Have Americans finally had it with this mass surveillance system? That is a Flock safety camera. It's an artificial intelligence automated license plate reader. I've reported on Flock before, and if there's one thing people in the comments can agree on, it's their hatred of this. That's because at least 90,000 Flock cameras across 6,000 communities read over 20 billion plates per month. All that information then gets uploaded into a giant shared database, which can be accessed by law enforcement and government agencies. And no surprise, this raises a slew of issues. Like one Ohio man pulled over accused of stolen plates, attacked by police dogs, and jailed because Flock read the 7 on his plates as a 2. Or the Colorado woman accused of stealing a package and treated as guilty until proven innocent because Flock caught her driving 20 times in 1 month. Then there's the Arkansas couple that had a Flock camera pointed right at their house, putting them and their guests under constant warrantless surveillance. And not to perpetuate stereotypes, but multiple cops and police chiefs have accessed Flock hundreds of times to stalk their exes and current partners. But don't worry, you can stalk people too, because Flock cameras are hackable in under 30 seconds. They can be turned into a personal spy device, run on an Android operating system discontinued in 2021, and didn't even have two-factor authentication until it recently came out that they didn't. YouTuber Ben Jordan even found 51 vulnerabilities with Flock and said accessing them is so easy, 12-year-olds could do it. We don't condone the destruction of Flock cameras, but we're also not surprised the public has reached their boiling point. One Virginia man now faces 19 felonies and 6 misdemeanors for destroying 13 cameras over 6 months. In Michigan, police used Flock to catch this guy who caused about 10 grand in damage to cameras. And Oregon vandals / patriots, depending who you ask, cut down 9 Flock cameras, leaving some with colorfully worded stickers. Flock cameras in California, Connecticut, and Illinois have also been destroyed. So, did Americans take notes from Britain's Blade Runners? Have Americans finally had it with this mass surveillance system?
Okay,
That
so
is a
Flock cameras. I've heard about them. I kind of thought they were good, But we're going to go jump in and tap in with Atozy. Excellent content creator. Link is down in the description. I didn't know some of these things. And I'm kind of conflicted because, again, they solve crimes. They help solve crimes. But on the same note, they're gathering data, and a lot of data. So we're going to look at this video, and I think I'm fine with us not doing it, but man, I think we could. I don't know. I feel like maybe it needs a little bit more time to cook, a little bit more time to work through some of the nuances and stuff like that, rather than just what we're going to be watching. But let me know what y'all think for sure. Jump in here to break it down for sure. Give me a 2 cent, all that kind of good jazz. With no further ado, ladies and gentlemen, green hearts in the chat when you can hear. Shout out to Atozy. Badozy. What are we doing, Jason? Get it together. Come on. Let's go.
This might be one of the wilder trends of the year because thousands of people on TikTok and Instagram have now become obsessed.
Flock camera license plate readers to fight crime.
What happened?
This might be one of the wilder trends of the year because thousands of people on TikTok and Instagram have now become obsessed with taking down AI-powered police cameras. Some are climbing ladders, others are throwing cheese on solar panels, and you have entire accounts just dedicated to tracking where these cameras are currently located. So now you have a whole trend where people are documenting these cameras, mocking them, and celebrating every time one stopped working. So what exactly is Flock Safety, and why has a surveillance company become the internet's newest villain?
Flock identifies itself as a public safety technology company that uses connected cameras to help communities across the country respond to and investigate safety incidents. Critics argue the company is a massive surveillance operation and worry personal data is at risk.
Yeah, so unless you're really into like local government meetings or police technology, there's a good chance you've never heard of Flock Safety until all these videos started popping up recently. And that's kind of crazy considering just how widespread they've become. Flock Safety, in short, is a Georgia-based company that builds automated license plate reader systems used by thousands of law enforcement agencies across the United States currently. They'll probably expand, though. But according to the company, its technology is used by more than 5,000 agencies across more than 6,000 communities, helping investigators with over 1 million investigations in 2025 alone. So I guess the idea here is instead of waiting for an officer to spot a suspicious vehicle, you place cameras around the city that quietly watch traffic 24 hours a day. So every time the vehicle passes one, the system captions a still image and records things like the license plate and the make and model, the color, the body style, the date, the time, and the direction the vehicle is traveling. That's currently though, but it also seems like they're also adding features to detect devices that are in the vehicle as well, like phones or Bluetooth devices. That could, for example, give them the ability to not only track who owns the vehicle and where the vehicle is going, but who's currently sitting inside the vehicle. You know, because each phone has its own ID. So in theory, you could then track a whole lot more people, including people on the bus or people who are passengers in certain vehicles. Regardless, this is essentially automated eyes sitting on poles, constantly logging what passes in front of them. And that said, these things are also fairly advanced technology-wise because many models actually use infrared illumination, so they can capture clear images day and night. And in many cases, they can actually see through people's masks. So that's one reason they're so effective, and also one reason why people who are currently wearing masks to destroy these need to be a little careful, because infrared isn't really mask friendly because it can still detect the shape of your face. And it's safe to say police departments absolutely love them. The Abilene Police Department in Texas says Flock cameras have helped investigate homicides, recover stolen vehicles, solve hit and run cases, and even track homicide suspects across multiple cities.
Police department has confirmed it is using 13 Flock camera license plate readers to fight crime around the key city. APD did not disclose to KRBC the location of these cameras, but did say all 13 are located along major roads.
So I guess if bank robbery suspects drive through town, investigators can actually see where the vehicle entered, where it exited, and potentially where it went next. So I guess instead of relying entirely on eyewitnesses, they suddenly have a digital breadcrumb trail. But really, this is only the tip of the iceberg because these cameras aren't just taking pictures. See, every time your car passes one, information gets added to a searchable database. Not just your license plate, but your vehicle make, model, color, body style, and so on and so on and so on. So Flock is very clear about a few things. The company says the data belongs to the agency that collected it. Searches are, I guess, logged and audible, and by default, the information is automatically deleted after 30 days. And the company also repeatedly says that it does not use facial recognition technology. But Critics argue that you don't really need facial recognition to build a surprisingly detailed picture on someone's life. Think about it. If a camera sees the same car outside of the same house every night, then outside of the same school or outside of the same church regularly, they can build kind of like a very good map of where this person goes and exists and what kind of life they live. And I don't know about you, but I feel like most people believe that this is the kind of data we should consent to. And it seems like most people agree with that. So you have groups like the ACLU and the Electronic Frontier Foundation. They've argued that that's where the real privacy concern actually starts. Not because the cameras identify faces, but because they can document movement patterns over time. And that debate has only gotten louder and louder as Flock's network has grown. So you have thousands of agencies now using these systems across thousands of communities. And some departments also participate in something called a national lookup, allowing agencies to...
So, and actually we've heard them mention Flock. I remember a body cam when Natalie was on here. They mentioned, yeah, we looked it up in Flock. And it just kind of went over my head. I wasn't paying attention to it, but I remember it now when I saw this, I'm like, oh my gosh. So anyway, this is kind of wild. I don't know how I feel. I really don't. I'm conflicted. But I am going to give him a like. Make sure you do the same. Hit the like button. Let's go.
Search data collected by other departments. And again, police obviously see value in that. If someone steals a car in one state and drives hundreds of miles away, investigators don't have to hope, like, I don't know, another officer spots it. Cameras along the route may have already documented where it traveled. But if all these cameras are quietly collecting information every day, how much tracking is too much tracking? Because there's a lot of stories popping up now that are becoming a real issue. And I'm going to get into a few of those later on in this video. But one of the stranger stories making the rounds involve a man who reportedly filed a public records request for Flock data tied to his own license plate, only to have the request denied over privacy concerns. Excuse me, what? He's trying to get his own information, but he's being blocked due to privacy concerns? So the government can collect data on your movements, but when you ask to see information about your own vehicle, you're told releasing it would violate privacy. What? So no doubt, this is starting to get a little weird. And the debate has started changing laws. So Washington State passed legislation restricting where automatic license plate reader cameras can operate, limiting collection near places like schools, places of worship, healthcare facilities, food banks, and immigration-related sites. Other cities have reconsidered or ended their contracts with Flock after concerns over safety. So for one group of people, I guess, these cameras represent safer communities. But for the overwhelming majority, they represent one of the largest surveillance networks most people never realized already existed. And then, I guess you have the internet.
Yo, chat, 5K likes, I'm gonna start taking Flock cameras down. All right, I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't restrain myself. I low-key just gorilla shook this motherfucker and it broke. You, Peter Thiel. You.
And instead of, I guess, writing angry opinion pieces, people started posting TikToks. And not before long, Flock cameras weren't just controversial, they became content.
Hey, Peter, we're coming for you. We, the people of the United States of America, are not going to stand for that police state. The good news is we can do something about it.
If you scroll through TikTok or Instagram Reels or Twitter, it won't take you too long before you find videos of people celebrating another Flock camera going offline. Some people cheer because, you know, they drove past an empty pole, and others post maps showing where all the cameras are located. And then, of course, one of the stranger trends I've seen come out of this is people throwing slices of cheese onto the camera's solar panels, which I guess temporarily blocks them from charging. And obviously, not everyone online is just joking. I do want to say that a lot of people protesting Flock cameras aren't doing it for the trend online either, but they're literally just trying to get this kind of surveillance removed. And it makes sense because this is one of the craziest overreaches we've seen in a while.
Historically, I stay out of the city and the city stays out of my business. It was a pretty decent arrangement. But then y'all sent me one of these tickets from one of your AI red light cameras you have deemed as necessary infrastructure in your city. The thing about this is I was in Seminole, Alabama at the time I allegedly ran this red light downtown because the enforcement action of 316.0083 unduly shifts the burden of proof to the vehicle owner, me, to prove my innocence rather than the state having to prove my guilt. Currently, I'm guilty by default. I've been convicted by a computer program. So not only does this process flow through a private company, our DMV records and personal registration information are accessible by a foreign actor.
But regardless, police around the country are investigating multiple incidents involving damaged or destroyed Flock cameras. One recent example came out of Indiana where a Flock camera along Interstate 69 missing was found lying on the ground, and Indiana State Police confirmed it belonged to the agency and opened an investigation. There was also a dude in Virginia, I think, who got arrested for, let's say, guy in Virginia arrested. Yeah, it was a dude in Virginia who also destroyed a whole bunch of flock cameras and got arrested. What I guess was kind of amusing about the Indiana one is officials, they couldn't confirm if it just fell or if it was vandalized, but they are currently looking for whoever did it. Essentially, people across the internet are putting out hits on these AI cameras.
Peter Thiel! Peter Thiel! Well.
Who's
the
Peter
flock
Thiel?
camera? Peter Thiel! Peter Thiel!
I see you, Peter Thiel.
What?
We have a message.
And also in North Carolina, damaged flock cameras started a debate over whether the technology's crime-fighting benefits outweighed the privacy concerns. And then there's a bunch of videos that go much further, like posting guides explaining different ways to either take down the flock cameras or disable them or just outright destroy them. Now, to be absolutely clear, this channel does not condone that whatsoever. Doing stuff like this has some serious criminal risk. You don't want to mess up your life because you hate an AI camera, but I don't think too many people have too much sympathy for them. It's kind of like the same thing of hearing about like, oh no, someone destroyed a speed camera. What will I ever do? Regardless, don't do anything that can wreck your life. And there's also the reality of damaging a few cameras doesn't suddenly make the network disappear, because from what I can tell, every time you destroy one, Flock gets paid to replace it. So we are really just kind of stuck in this weird purgatory for something that I don't think anyone voted for. It's just another thing to add to the long list of injustification that we've experienced over the last few years, because there's no clear win here. Like, either your every movement is tracked and your tax money goes to replace the broken cameras, so your every movement can be still tracked. Fun. But I mean, the amount of hate these things is starting to get is making the criticism harder for the company to ignore. Because some of the biggest controversies weren't about strangers damaging the cameras at all. They were about people who were authorized to use them. Because no matter how secure a system is, it's still operated by human beings. So in Georgia, a police officer by the name of Paige Fort was charged after investigators alleged that she searched Flock's database for personal reasons. So according to Georgia's Bureau of Investigation, she conducted more than 30 unauthorized searches, including searches involving her former boyfriend and people connected with him. Well, that's not good. We sure have opened quite the fascinating can of worms here with this system. And she was eventually charged with computer invasion of privacy. And now, that's obviously not Flock deciding to stalk someone's ex. That's an officer allegedly abusing the access that she's been trusted with. But critics argued that's exactly the point. When you build an incredibly powerful database, you also create the possibility that someone with access could misuse this database. And, you know, it's the same concern people have with medical records or any database containing sensitive information. The technology isn't always the problem. The person behind the keyboard might be. And that was definitely not.
I agree with that. But like with medical data, I mean, there's a reason why they're collecting it. Educational data, there's a reason why they're collecting it. Like, you're just collecting people's tag numbers. And again, like I can see the benefit of it, but I totally see the downside. So I don't know what to do with that. Fog machine. What are we doing to fog machine? We watch YouTube. What are we doing to fog machine? Why do we need a fog machine? Oh, putting trash bags on the machine, on the cameras? I don't know, man. I don't know. How would you feel if you were against Flock and truly a crime was committed that could have been solved had there been a Flock camera in the area? Or maybe, again, I'm conflicted about this. I really am.
Not an isolated thing. There are tons of situations like this, and this isn't even only a recent thing, because even years ago, investigative reporting found that officers in multiple states had used automated license plate reader systems to look up people for reasons unrelated to active investigations. I'm pretty sure there was also a case where some cop, I guess, thought a woman was attractive, so he looked her up so he could pull her over. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Let me fact check myself real quick here because I saw it on a headline. I want to make sure this is real. A Florida deputy used an automated license plate readers to track and pull over a woman he met while working a security detail on a TV set. This is real and very recent. This happened this month. I'm recording this on the 29th of July. But I guess that's exactly why departments now require searches to be tied to a case number and maintain audit logs showing who searched what and when. Flock itself says every search is recorded and auditable, making it easier to see when someone is using it for the wrong reasons. But also, I have a feeling that can be bypassed, but what do I know? But I guess that's better than having no oversight. But, as we've seen in plenty of other industries, having rules isn't the same thing as everyone actually following them. Then you have cases where nobody necessarily abuses the system and things still go wrong, like Joel Fetter. Fetter was driving through Colorado when he suddenly found himself pulled over at gunpoint. Police believe the vehicle he was driving had been reported stolen, except it wasn't. According to the reporting on the incident, the problem started when the vehicle was entered into the National Crime Information Center database using only a partial license plate instead of his full license plate number. So Flock's system searched using information that had been given and generated a possible match, and officers acted on that alert. So the result was an innocent man being detained because a chain of human errors snowballed into a terrifying traffic stop. And I don't know if this makes it better or not, but Flock said its system had functioned as configured and apologized for what Fetter experienced. And the company also acknowledged that figuring out the exact matches from partial matches was fair feedback. Feedback? The guy had a firearm pointed at him. What are you talking about? Oh, thank you for the feedback. That could have gone so bad. And essentially the company's response was just like, well, we'll work with this constructive criticism here. Excuse me, what? Also, another issue is that most people don't actually understand how the system works. Take Oshkosh, Wisconsin. During public talks on whether the city should purchase Flock cameras or not, company representatives reportedly told officials that one feature, known as heat maps, wasn't possible. But then later, police showed that they could generate maps showing where vehicles had traveled based on camera detections. So is this being misleading on purpose? What's going on here? Was it all just like a misunderstanding or different features being discussed? I don't get what's going on. Or I guess did city officials simply not get the full picture before making a decision? But I guess even when the company says it has safeguards, if the public doesn't understand how those rules work or thinks the rules don't make sense, trust really starts disappearing. And once people lose trust in surveillance technology, it becomes a lot harder to convince them that the cameras are only going to be used for the reasons they were promised to be used. If this statistic is true, we have a massive problem. But apparently the CEO of Flock, he ended up talking about the people who had a problem with Flock.
You've got organizations like the ACLU and the EFF who take an above-board approach to fight for their point of view. And thankfully, we live in a beautifully democratic, capitalistic country where we can fight in court. And I have a lot of respect for those groups because they have reasonable debates and we follow the law. And then unfortunately, there's terroristic organizations like DFlock, whose primary motivation is chaos. They are closer to Antifa than they are anything else. And that I think is unfortunate because we don't want chaos, or I don't want chaos. I like law and order. I like a society that has a bedrock of safety. So for those groups, I think it's just disappointing that they haven't chosen a more constructive mannerism to try to get what they want, which they have a right to have. But that's why we have a democratically elected process, right? Like we're not forcing Flock on anyone. Elected officials know that as a community, you want to be safe.
That's not very reassuring. And also, that's just flat out wrong. DFlock is an open source project that simply maps out license plate readers. Like, if you're going to litter our communities with license plate readers, we should at the bare minimum have the right to know where they are. Also, if you actually care about bedrock of safety, you should care about how your Flock cameras are installed, because currently there's a bunch of them that are just installed in a way which could kill people. How do I know this? Well, meet Steve Eimers, who goes by the guardrail guy. His daughter Hannah tragically lost her life due to an incorrectly installed guardrail. So he has dedicated his account to pointing out incorrectly installed guardrails, posts, and other things alongside of our roadways, so whoever installed them can come and do it correctly and actually save some lives. And he's recently noticed a trend of these license plate readers being incorrectly installed.
Listen, don't try to co-opt anti-Flock guys. Don't try to co-opt me. I'm handing you a gift or shut up. All right, let's get down to this. This is not crashable. I have the design drawings, what was approved by Tennessee DOT in 2023. It was crash tested at Texas A&M tests 360, 361, 362 of the MASH testing standards, and it has a slip plate. That's embedded into concrete. It's a fixed sphere. Do you see any kind of stickers? Nothing. There's some Flock stickers, but no stickers showing that this was inspected. Let's come back here. We have a Tennessee DOT sign. They're both on the right of way. That one's actually closer to the roadway. This one's much further away. And take a look. You have the lower stub. You have the upper part. You have the inspections. unlawful to remove. So there's oversight. It's properly installed. And over here, we have a device that ended up on our roadside. Folks, I got the emails. That was approved through engineering. This was approved by an unlicensed administrator. So it's good enough. Folks, that is not the way we do this. It's a privilege to be in the clear zone. We cannot just say, let some unlicensed bureaucrat say, well, just go ahead, do what you want. Dadgummit, whatever will be, and don't hit the post.
Clearly, safety isn't their number one priority. And by the way, Flock isn't the only company making this kind of technology. Motorola Solutions also has their own automated license plate reader system after buying Vigilant Solutions. And the Guardrail guys also made videos on them mounting their stuff incorrectly as well. And then you have another company called Axon. And that company is probably best known for its tasers and police body cameras that you see on the United States police officers. And they're also building connected camera networks through Fusus and Axim. So Flock just happens to be the company that everyone knows. So that's important because even if Flock disappears tomorrow, these cameras wouldn't. It seems like Axon and Motorola will happily fill the gap. Police departments could still buy similar systems from other companies. So essentially, the real question is, should Flock exist? It's kind of like, how much surveillance are we comfortable with? Because, you know, China's been criticized for many years for this exact type of surveillance, but now it seems like we have it. And judging by the number of city council meetings, lawsuits, public record fights, and just viral videos, we're still trying to figure all this out. And the backlash has gotten big enough that some cities have actually started walking away from Flock altogether. But from what I can tell, they aren't actually walking away from all of Flock's competition yet. I think people are just vocal enough about Flock to make them walk away from Flock currently. For example, Los Angeles, they voted to actually end their contract, while other communities have paused or reconsidered the technology after public pressure. And as criticism has grown, Flock CEO Garrett Langley has spent more time publicly defending the company and arguing that the technology is being misunderstood rather than abused. Well, I mean, we've already confirmed that it has been abused.
Flock CEO Garrett Langley spoke to us about the LAPD cancellation and holds out hope the two will soon work together again.
We got to tighten up the policy, make sure everyone's aligned, and then turn it back on.
While Flock is not working with LAPD right now, the company still has dozens of cameras throughout LA County and tens of thousands across the country.
So that's Flock Safety, a company that says that it's helping to solve crimes and absolutely not being abused whatsoever. Critics are saying, hey, this is building a massive surveillance network, and now the internet has somehow decided the best response is to throw cheese at the solar panels on them. I'm being a little hyperbolic here. But I mean, one thing is for sure, this conversation is not going away anytime soon, because on one side, it is absolutely giving away our privacy. And on the other side, it is absolutely making it easier to track down criminals. But to quote Benjamin Franklin, those who would give up the essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. So, hey, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.
Heartbeat. Just 1 second, 1 second. All right. Okay, what y'all think about that? Y'all comment in there below. Let me know what y'all thought about it. I'm still conflicted about these cameras, but I know y'all on my bumper about these cameras, so we're gonna get rid of these cameras, y'all. We're gonna get rid of these cameras, y'all. Y'all do not want these cameras. I'm not gonna fight with you. I'm not gonna fight with you. She said very much hated. All right, let me real quick. All right, let me bring Kurt in here. A small little issue has come up, so let me bring Kurt in here. This is a great summary of what happened on Monday, so y'all enjoy this one. Real quick, Kurt, come on up here to the front of the church. Let's go.
Candace Owens is getting sued for defamation by the president of France and separately by the man who ran security for Charlie Kirk. For over a year, she's told her audience that she wants this. Bring on the discovery. Bring on those subpoenas. But Monday morning, her lawyer stood up in a Delaware courtroom and spent the entire hearing trying to kill both cases before discovery ever started. And the argument they picked? Delaware has no business touching her. Delaware, the state she personally sued someone in. Let's get uncivil about it. So Monday, July the 27th at 10 a.m., Judge Renee took the bench. And for the next couple of hours, two very expensive lawyers explain why a French head of state and a private security contractor from Texas should both go home.
All right, let's talk about what actually happened in Delaware today. This is not rumor, and it is not recycled internet chatter.
Well, that much is true. It's definitely on the docket, so let's talk about it. So there are two cases in play here. Case one is Delaware.
The Macrones filed a 22-count defamation and false light lawsuit in Delaware over Candace Owens' Becoming Brigitte series and related content. They allege Owens falsely told millions that Brigitte Macron was born male, that the Macrones were involved in identity theft and incest, that they were tied to MK Ultra style mind control conspiracies, and even that they were connected to assassination plot rhetoric tied to Wilmington, Delaware.
22 counts. Now, that was filed July 2025 against Owens personally, plus Candace Owens LLC, plus George Tom Inc. The Marcons have said that the claims against them are fabricated. Owens says she's a journalist, like that's an answer to everything. Nobody, of course, has been found liable for anything yet, but we need to hold on to that thought because it will matter later. As for case two, Tennessee Federal Court, Nashville, filed April the 30th.
Plaintiff Brian Harple hereby sues defendants Candace Owens and Mitch Snow for defamation and conspiracy to defame.
Brian Harple ran security for Charlie Kirk, and the story he says got told about him is not some mean tweet.
He said that he personally saw Brian Harple, again, the head of Charlie Kirk's security team, and Erica Kirk meeting with top military leaders there. He said he was 99% sure it was Erica Kirk and 100% sure that it was Brian Harple. And he alleged, and so did Candace, that they met to make the final plans to assassinate Charlie Kirk.
So listen to that again. Conspiracy to murder his own boss against a guy whose entire livelihood is being the person you trust with your life. Think about what that kind of accusation does to a man in this kind of business. Nobody will hire a bodyguard who is rumored to have helped kill the last guy. There's no version of that where he simply shrugs it off and goes back to work as normal on any Monday. His career is the collateral, and it was spent on a story that had one shaky source.
Is Brian Harple going to be able to get a job in security? Obviously not. And that is why Mitch Snow and Candace Owens are being sued.
Apparently, he was in Dallas that day, which would make it somewhat hard for him to be involved. And per the complaint, she actually had the flight data and knew that.
Even though Harple's travel records place him in Dallas, and Owens allegedly saw those records before promoting that theory. The complaint alleges that she continued anyway.
So it's all a bunch of allegations with not a finding to support it. That's her side to fight. Fine, fight it. In discovery, which brings us to the whole point of this particular video. Because here's what she said she was going to do.
When this lawsuit was first filed, Owens publicly presented herself as someone eager for full discovery. She told her audience she did not want the case dismissed, said discovery would be out of this world, claimed she welcomed subpoenas, and even said she would testify and push the case all the way.
Out of this world, she said, welcoming those subpoenas, pushing it all the way. What story is she telling now?
But guess what? She filed a motion to dismiss in this case. What do y'all think about that?
Well, that's absolutely no surprise, I guess. So what did her lawyers actually argue on Monday? Because it wasn't the truth of anything.
Owens' attorney, Chad M. Chandler, ridiculed the lawsuit as legally meritless and as an assault on freedom of speech. However, almost none of the arguments
Hey, that's me.
even mention the case's merits.
And you need to pay attention.
Hey, shout out to Kurt. I didn't realize.
Almost none.
I didn't realize Kurt used my video. Shout out to Kurt. He's a good guy. I love him. I love him. He needs to give me that sign back there, the YouTube sign. That's what I need. Anyway, shout out to Kurt.
None of it touched the merits. Argument one is personal jurisdiction. Delaware can't reach her personally.
Attorney Catherine Mowry
that's
argued
me.
that even if Delaware does qualify as proper jurisdiction, Owens should be removed for lack of personal jurisdiction as she lives and works in Tennessee, not Delaware.
In plain English, courts can only haul you in front of it if you reached into that state on purpose. It's called minimum contacts. It prevents anyone from just being sued anywhere. The state that wants to judge you has to have some authority over you in some way. And that requires you to do something that's called purposeful availment. It requires active steps on your part to avail yourself of the state so that they have the authority to judge you. And the Marcon's answer is that she reached in with both hands because she chartered her companies in Delaware.
Yep,
Argument number 2 is a borrowing statute. Delaware gives you 2 years to sue for defamation. France gives you about 3 months. So her lawyers argued that Delaware should borrow France's clock and time bar the entire case. Now, I need to explain that a little bit, because if I don't say what a borrowing statute actually is, that might sound a bit insane instead of merely being audacious. A borrowing statute stops you from shopping for a friendlier jurisdiction. If your claim really arose somewhere else, the court borrows the other place's clock to just prevent you from suing anywhere because you didn't preserve your rights. That is a real doctrine, and it's not made up. Okay, let's put it all together. So we have an American podcaster arguing to an American judge that French law should apply to protect her from the French. The irony here is somewhat thick, given everything we know about Candace Owens. Now, for their part, the judge didn't shrug it off. Per the reporting, the judge said it plainly. If it's France, it's a wrap. So let me try to make her best argument, because it does exist and it's not nothing. A sitting foreign head of state walked into an American courtroom over Americans' speech. Now, that should make every one of us at least a little bit itchy. Congress passed a whole statute about foreign libel judgments for exactly that reason. Freedom of speech means something here, even if it doesn't mean things in other countries. And filing a motion to dismiss is not a confession. It's what competent counsel does. If your lawyer never raises a jurisdictional defense when there is one, you probably should fire that lawyer. However, here's where it begins to collapse. The statute blocks foreign judgments from being imported here. Now, Markin didn't import a judgment. There was no ruling in France that he's trying to have executed in America. Instead, he came to Delaware to file his lawsuit, and he took on our rules, including the ones where, as public figures, the Marcons have to prove actual malice. And that is the harshest standard in American defamation law. And the Marcons volunteered for it. That is somewhat the opposite of forum shopping. And the "my lawyers made me" defense dies on contact, because she didn't say, "I'll let counsel do counsel things." She told millions of people she didn't want it dismissed. Which brings us all back to Delaware. And this is the part where, if it didn't before, it all gets a little bit stupid. In 2020, Candace Owens sued USA Today and a fact-checking outfit called Lead Stories. Where did she file that lawsuit? Delaware Superior Court. And under what name?
All right, Candace Owens in her individual capacity, and Candace Owens LLC, a Delaware limited liability company.
Now, please take note of that. She sued in her individual capacity, not just the LLC hiding behind a filing
How do
cabinet.
y'all put up with these silly ways I read stuff, man? How do y'all put up with me? It sounds hilarious when I'm hearing it. Like, wait, that sounds ridiculous. Why do I do that? What's going on? So I thought Kurt did an excellent job. By the way, Kurt from Uncivil Law, his link is down in the description. Please go check out his channel. He definitely is he's eccentric. I like him though. I really do like Kurt. He's a great guy. So definitely go check out what he's doing over there. Let's finish this up.
She lost, appealed to the Delaware Supreme Court, lost again, and went knocking on the U.S. Supreme Court's door for all the good it did.
So it did seem kind of odd that in the midst of that, she chose to say that she shouldn't be sued from Delaware when she sued USA Today from Delaware.
And odd is a very generous word in this context. After all, Delaware's courts were good enough when she was the plaintiff. 6 years later, same person, same LLC, but now Delaware is apparently a foreign country.
And they are estimating $5 million. It's like a lot of money. And we do not have that money just laying around. So I thought we could actually sell some t-shirts. I just picture
Oh, there it
people
is.
wearing
There it
this,
is.
like,
There it is. Her selling the t-shirt. I asked about this video clip. Shout out. Where is this one? Which one is this one? I remember this. The irony of her saying she doesn't have $5 million wearing a big giant gold chain is crazy, crazy work. Now, granted, I know it's not a real gold chain, but you get the irony though. Let's go.
at the grocery store, like walking by each other, and like we know what it means, like hashtag free Emmanuel. And
T-shirts, $5 million. And the plan is t-shirts. Fun. So that's a good time as any to read that fine print, folks. The donation page said the company can spend your money on other corporate purposes. Other corporate purposes. In other words, they can do anything they want with your money, despite the fact that you thought you were donating it for a specific reason.
A total hypocrite. And this lady makes hundreds of thousands of dollars per episode, by the way, and wants you to help her with the defamation she did. She cannot take responsibility for her own actions, so she's having her audience do it.
And it's also worth noting that this is the same person who spent months telling you it was ghoulish for Charlie Kirk's widow to talk about merch numbers. Interesting how that doesn't apply when the shoe is on the other foot. Now, there is one line in particular from that Monday hearing that should scare her more than losing the motion outright. Her lawyers argued that the Marcons hand tied the companies to Owens tightly enough. You can't allege what's inside her companies because it's inside her companies. So the judge floats a very obvious fix. Open the door for jurisdictional discovery. And that would be wonderful to see. Ordered by the court to decide whether there is jurisdiction. Pretty typical procedural remedy. The motion built to stop discovery could be the very thing that produces the discovery, such as internal communications, revenue data, who booked the guest, who took the story, whether anyone checked the story. Delaware isn't even, however, the most dangerous case out there. In some ways, Tennessee is.
Harpel is a private figure. Harpel is not a public figure.
And here's why that one fact is worth more than the whole Delaware motion. Marcon is a head of state. He's obviously a public figure. So the Marcons have to clear the bar of actual malice. In other words, she knew it was false, or she blew past the truth with reckless disregard. Now, that's a pretty brutal standard, and most public figures lose right there. However, the security guard, Harpel, is a private citizen. He's not a public figure. He doesn't have to prove any of that at trial. He simply has to prove simple negligence, which is much easier. Negligence is the bar on the case where the complaint says flight records were already in her hands. And because accusing a man of conspiring in murder and professional unfitness at the exact job he does for money lands in a category called defamation per se, in order to make his threshold showing, he doesn't even have to itemize his damages. The harm is just automatically presumed as a matter of law. The law just assumes that you wrecked him. Easier case, worse facts, and it's the one that no one is really talking about right now. So where does that leave us? A woman who built an entire brand on saying the thing no one else will say is now betting her defense on the position that she cannot be asked anything, anywhere, by anybody. A private security contractor who spent 7 years guarding this movement got accused of helping the murder of the man he was guarding, and his answer was a jury demand instead of a podcast episode. And the invoice for all this is apparently being handed to the audience buying t-shirts. Let me be plain about why this one matters, because it does. The whole conservative case against legacy media for 30 years has been wrapped up in perhaps one sentence. You don't check for anything and you never pay for it. And that's a good argument, and it happens to be true. But it only works coming from people who check for things. The second our biggest platforms start running single source assassination stories and then hiding behind a jurisdiction motion, we hand every editor at every outlet we've ever criticized a permanent free pass, and they'll use it forever. The First Amendment stops the government from jailing you from your opinions. In 250 years, it has never meant a private citizen can't haul you into court for lying about him. Being answerable to what comes out of your mouth is one of the most conservative ideas out there. We, after all, invented the lecture, and we gave it to everyone else. We don't have an exemption because the defendant has a good podcast and calls themselves a conservative. But 3 questions for you in the comment section. If discovery was going to vindicate her, why spend millions to stop it? 2, if Delaware courts were good enough when she was the plaintiff, what changed besides which chair she's sitting in? And 3rd, if the receipts are half as good as the merchandise, where are they? But tell me where you think I'm wrong in the comment section below. I'll read them and cover the ruling the day it drops. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and do all that great YouTube stuff. Until next time, I'm Uncivil Law. And remember to keep it uncivil out there. Cheers and goodbye.
Come on, man. Y'all put Kurt in the chat. I love Kurt, man. He's just Kurt, man. He is Kurt. I absolutely love Kurt. Shout out to him. But I just thought he did a great job of explaining what happened with the motion to dismiss and where the judge might go, so on and so forth. I just thought it was great. It was very pithy, had a lot of good humor in there, in my opinion. Shout out to Kurt, great content creator. Y'all put Kurt in the chat. Shout out to We Watch YouTube. There you go. Thank you so much. She knows she done stepped in it. Yeah, and that link to Kurt is down in the chat as well. Down in the description. Shout out to y'all. Thank you so much. All right. Okay, I told y'all we're not going to talk a lot about Candace, but I got last video, and it's funny. The last video about Candace is really funny. So it'll like take the edge off of the fact that we're talking about Candace. So it makes it it neutralizes it. It neutralizes all of it. Okay. I'm trying to see when I can pull this funny video in though. Like the video we're gonna watch is funny, but there's like a precursor, a trailer of comedy. Here, let me pull the trailer of comedy in real quick because it's just ridiculous. Okay. In the chat, you all heard Candace talk about this video that she showed, which, by the way, can we just pray that she violated some law that she gets arrested for showing that video? I'm gonna still stand on it that I don't think it's real, but I really want Candace to get arrested. I want to be wrong. I want the video to be real. I want somebody to have recorded it, and I want her to have violated something, so they have to arrest her. I really do want that to happen. So can we just pray? Can we touch and agree? Can we touch and agree? Okay. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. You know, she was talking about the person on the roof shooting, Tyler Robinson on the roof, looking through the scope, and he should have got a black eye. That's what she said. She literally said he should have got a black eye from shooting through the scope, as if everybody who shoots through a scope gets a black eye, which is categorically not true. So I found a video of a guy shooting through a scope, and he got a black eye. All right. So let me pull this in. This is just for entertainment purposes. The gentleman does survive. Okay, he does survive. Bring it in. Let's go, Jason.
2, 1.
Oh,
good.
iShowSpeed's shocking Stewie injury, Jake Paul's broken jaw, and a whole slew of other popular YouTubers and their unexpected medical moments. Today, we're breaking down and reacting to all the accidental injuries from some of your favorite YouTubers. Let's dive right in.
3, 2, 1.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, I can't even see my helmet leave.
She's treating it like that. Like she's treating Tyler Robinson shooting a 30-06 as if he was shooting a bazooka. Look at this.
I know. Call 911. Oh,
he's had a bad day.
Yeah.
That's a bad
what do we
day.
do?
Wow, this is something that could actually take your life. This type of explosion, these chemicals that are firing could be thousands of degrees. So just a second exposure to the heat can cause significant amount of flash burn injuries to the skin, to the body.
So when people experience trauma, in terms like blunt force trauma, it's not uncommon for your body to seize up in whatever position it was in. You can see it right here, like your right hand that was grasping that front handle there clamped up in that way.
Look how fast the head went back. Not even enough time to react. So that means it can go back further than it is designed to do. So you can have significant amount of whiplash injury, cervical spine injury. Very, very, very dangerous.
And your face was bleeding so much it was down on your neck. And I think that was confusing some people. They thought your neck was bleeding. So they were applying pressure there first until it was more obvious it was coming from your cheek.
Gotcha.
People panic in that moment when you're trying to assess somebody. There is a systematic way to go about these things. Airway, breathing, circulation, disability, exposure. Airway, he's talking, good, he's got an airway. Breathing okay, not short of breath. Circulation, you got a pulse, so you're perfusing your brain, you're talking. Disability, neurologically, moving everything, does everything feel normal? And then exposure, look at the skin everywhere and find if there's any other issues.
It's called a coconut crab because it can act.
Okay. I just want to show that before we pull in the other video that we're going to watch, because I think if you haven't seen it, Steven Crowder, they made so much fun of Candace. I really love Steven Crowder because, I mean, good gracious, their comedy is just dialed in. I don't know if they're classically trained as comedians or do improv or what, but they just skewered her. It was brutal. So shout out to Louder with Crowder crew. Let's remove that. Let's bring this in. Shout out to them. Let's go. So I wanted you to see that because I wanted you to see exactly when they're talking about She treats it like it was a bazooka, like he was shooting a bazooka. Like, get out of here. All right, here it comes. If you don't mind, green hearts in the chat when you can hear.
Jason Bourne.
And I actually do want to show you a side by
Yeah, it's very
you're
slight,
looking
but yeah.
through a scope, as he allegedly was. You might even expect a black eye.
What? Candace Owens has blown the Charlie Kirk case wide open. We don't know we don't know everything. Freudian slip. She doesn't know everything. But she does know that for sure Tyler Robinson didn't do it. He's innocent. Remember I told you that was always the goal, either a mistrial or to get this guy off. Okay, so this is what she posted. Today's episode will be positively explosive. Might even free a young man who's being wrongfully framed for the murder of Charlie Kirk. He is being wrongfully framed for the murder of Charlie Kirk, she says. She'll try and tell you, I said might even free a young man who is who is being wrongly framed for the murder of Charlie Kirk. Tyler Robinson is innocent, according to Candace Owens. We'll see if it stands up to scrutiny. Note the people who sold you Fed slop, that right there, that's poisoning the well. They're going to have a terrible, 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 terrible week. Want to bet? Here is the evidence, and then we have a new segment, Stupid in 2 minutes or less. Let's just watch hers in its entirety so we don't take it out of context.
I just kept thinking to myself, a military crawl on a rooftop would be very relevant, right?
Sure.
Told you that's
Not
back
really.
even when I
Not.
first had that conversation with my source. He said, yeah, that's what I saw. I thought, well, they obviously can't keep that from the public. They can't just keep gaslighting the public about that information. But we have certainly something to show you. Now, what happens next
That shows
is
Tyler Robinson's innocent.
exactly as my source stipulated. Our rooftop guy begins a tactical crawl. It's actually known in the military as a lateral crawl. Let's watch that.
A lateral crawl.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
There he goes. And I actually do want to show you side by side so you can actually see a real military man do that alongside this person on the rooftop. Let's bring in that side by side clip. Here we go.
Which military wears that uniform?
Right there
Is that a real military? I don't know.
as a lateral crawl. But we're just going to show you that so that it's clear.
Seen babies do it too.
A back and forth flash there while he's military crawling. Here we go. There, and we're running that back and forth there.
Okay, we're going to do a fact check after, but it's fun.
Signaling the bees. It says, Charlene, will you marry me?
You now have that.
She's
so
signaled.
let's
She's
watch
signaling.
and see if we, with our eyes, can observe some sort of a kickback.
All right.
And again, I have to apologize. I
What's a
this is
kickback?
not like Benny Johnson 4K footage, but it's at least clear enough here on your screen that you would be able to discern a strong kickback on a gun.
What's a
from
kickback?
somebody
It
who's
means
just
like being
laying
paid by
down
a foreign
taking a
nation.
shot.
Oh.
See here,
All 18
we have
pixels.
10 more seconds here.
That looked
Okay, he is
like
up.
a slight kick, if that's what you mean, in his leg at one point, which would be the very mild
Anybody?
recoil in a prone position, taking the shot.
It's a solid 300 frames per second, too.
Anybody see a recoil?
Oh, she meant recoil.
Oh, recoil.
I
Yeah.
didn't see it.
Y'all put recoil in the chat. This woman is punishingly stupid. Like at some point, you have to think God is like judging her. God is judging her. If you don't believe God is judging her, please understand God is judging her because she's just that deflected. I'm sorry. There's no way around it. And it's an insult to people who are deflected because I do believe that they have an opportunity. But Candace, I believe God has withdrawn any common grace from her, any common grace. And now she's just she's in her Nebuchadnezzar moment, y'all. She's down bad. She's down bad.
Yes, I did. It's
If
very
you're
slight,
looking
but yeah.
through a scope, as he allegedly was, you might even expect a black eye.
What? Why? Did a bird punch him in the face? What?
like it's a 30-06 in the pro position. She's acting like it's Samus Aran's plasma cannon. Like, okay. This brings us to stupid in 2 minutes or less. Or it's free. Okay, now I will. Let me preface this. All the references are available. Links in the description. It's really hard because when there are no concrete claims made or very few, it's kind of hard to refute them. But let's go through them. Toolman, 2 minutes or less. Start the timer. All right. Claim, first one, that this evidence was withheld from the court. Truth, actually, the defense demanded it be withheld, not the prosecution. The prosecution wanted this all publicly available because they find it very damning for Tyler Robinson. The defense said, don't release it, and the judge ordered that to be the case. Claim, the video depicts an advanced tactical military crawl. Truth, former Army Ranger Josh?
No.
Okay. Claim,
on,
the man on the roof is military signaling. Truth, former Army Ranger Josh.
What would he be signaling?
Yeah, so it's too blurry to see.
What is it, like a flanking maneuver? No.
Okay, it's too blurry to see the kickback, but not blurry enough to see like, look at here. Claim, that person doesn't even look like Tyler Robinson. Truth, the person doesn't look like anybody for the same reason Mario Land on your Game Boy doesn't look like anybody. However, there's a plethora of publicly available footage, pictures and images showing Robinson on site with his parents, even confirming, but I'm sure that, of course, that's also the feds as well. Claim, you never see a person pull out a gun. Truth, I guess it's not in this footage, but it looks like he's crawling with something in his hand. Sorry, tactically, militarily. Claim, there was no recoil. Truth, I saw some, Gerald saw it, I think you saw it. Recoil from a 30-06 is pretty moderate, especially in the prone position. The idea that it would cause a black eye, you'd have to be retarded. Another truth, the medical examiner report, which of course is not real, it's all fed slop, confirmed that he died from a gunshot wound to the neck. There you go. There you go. That's it. We don't even need any more. 2 minutes. That's that. We don't need the full 2 minutes on the timer. Check out the references because there are many claims. It's so silly.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
It feels silly to argue this. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's like an old comedian. The comedian once said, "I'm not smart enough to be dumb enough for this."
Right.
That's how I feel. Like, well, let me show you. Let me
Put
show
something
you
in your hand like that. You wouldn't want to break or spill.
Let's do like the admonish.
Okay.
The admonish.
And
black.
now just crawl
Do it, Josh.
without touching the ground with that admonish. Okay.
This is your expert.
Do it.
Okay.
Just do it.
Military maneuver. Here we go.
Keep it off the ground. Try and keep it off the ground.
Jesus Christ.
What am I doing?
Okay, now, Josh, signal me like the military. All right, this has been stupid in 2 minutes or less.
Shout out to Crowder.
Military call. Signal.
This stuff is always so. This stuff is always so funny to me because it'll be like advanced military tactic. In the military, it's referred to as the lateral crawl. Oh, okay. So you know what that's called. So now it has validity. Now it's something. Now you're Sean Ryan. Great, dude.
Right.
You're an expert.
You look like Sean Ryan there.
Thank you very much.
Just said, so that's what they say, man.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I do regret my time there on the floor. So
Yeah.
it makes sense. It's always so funny when people say this stuff like advanced military. There's so many things in the military that we do that it's like that's not I could give you a weekly class on advanced military techniques. Class 1, how to tie a square knot.
Josh,
it's an actual class I had to pass at Ranger School. You had to tie like 5 or 6 knots.
Yeah.
One of them being freaking square knot. Left over right, right over left. Now you have it.
That
Now
would
you
have
guys
come in handy for me to tie a knot to hang myself with after watching this crap.
It's a good mil-spec crawl, Josh. It's mil-spec.
Oh, by the way, you know what mil-spec means?
Yes.
To be clear, in this, when people go, this is mil-spec. Mil-spec means the minimum requirement of specifications for it to be usable in the military. That means baseline minimum for reliability. You can buy plenty of firearms that are way, way above mil-spec, to be clear.
Yeah, if you're buying like the same weapons that, well, I guess not all military. There's special operations that are really good, but yeah, not everything. If someone says, "Oh yeah, this is military quality," I'm like, "Oh, so how many times did it break then?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, like special forces. I think it was like the SEALs when we used the Benelli, the M4 shotgun.
I know
that doesn't say mil-spec because they just say used by the Navy SEAls. It's like, well, I guess we know it's SEAL spec.
Like I know there was a bunch of special ops units and some Rangers guys that were carrying scars for a while there while I was in there. But most people are carrying that standard M4. Some people are even carrying an M16 still. It's great. Like when I was in the military in like 2010, 11, there was Marines that we met up on objectives in Kandahar. They were carrying M16s.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, this is crazy. You guys are getting screwed by the Navy. You guys need actual guns.
The Canadians show up and they're like, we got our M1 Garands in. Yeah. I'm out. All right.
Canadians had better guns than the Marines. I felt so bad for them.
Really?
Oh, sometimes, yeah.
Also, for a long period of time, they could drink beer while they were there. Like they were allowed, but Americans weren't allowed. Anyway, you guys let me know if any of that is convincing. Military crawl, signaling somebody, no kick. Clearly would have 30-06, just to be clear, 30-06 in the prone position. That is, I mean, it's a powerful enough round, of course, but people acting like it's a bazooka. This is
They do.
It's
They
a
act like
very,
it's a
very
bazooka.
common round. And again, if you were in the prone position with a rest, the recoil would be very, very minimal.
It's pretty comparable to a 7.62, right?
I mean, I guess some people would say like 308, 30-06. I mean, it's stronger as far as the actual like muzzle energy
Stronger.
because it's a heavier, it's a heavier bullet than what people, but still, it's like, it is a very, very commonly used round.
Also, the way she says it is funny too, because she says something, I don't know the exact language, but something like from a guy, no kickback, from a guy who's laying on the ground.
But what
you mean in the most secure
But hold on a
firing
second.
position possible?
I just realized we didn't include this in the 2 minutes or less. Military. Okay, let me ask you this: when you learn to fire your rifle, just not even Army Ranger, military, right? They
Sure.
they probably teach how to fire from the prone position.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. First, it's
so
like
if you were in the
do most
military,
of your
you would
shooting from
learn prone shooting, right?
Yeah, that makes
and
it.
you would learn in the military how to shoot and not have an optic hit your eye. So unbelievably hyper specialized tactical military crawling, but why was there no recoil through the body? I don't know, maybe because he's military and that's the first thing they teach you in basic training and you'd see none of it?
Can I rewind a little bit there? They don't actually. I don't think anybody ever taught me how to not get the scope to hit my eye.
Yeah, because they assume
Or
you're
the
not
optic.
retarded.
I don't think that was even a lesson. It's like a thing. Well, if it happens, we're all going to laugh and then we'll correct them.
Actually, could someone just bring up basic military, someone shooting from the prone position? We can bring that up later. Like someone in the military shooting from especially someone be hyper specialized with the lateral crawl. Yeah, that's about exactly what you would expect.
Yeah. And that pixelated image that we saw, you didn't see his shoulder go back. I'm like, yes, but I was looking at his legs.
Yeah.
Look at his legs right before he gets up, you silly, silly person.
Maybe
on move just
there's
a
not
little
going to be a
bit.
ton of recoil.
No,
Laying down.
well, this is
Yeah,
what
it's
I'm
not
kickback.
it's like from 500 meters away from a camera. It's all blurry.
Everyone
It's-
shut up. Tyler Robinson is innocent. We don't want
All
to
right.
railroad.
Sorry.
an
Right.
innocent. Why do you guys want another Emmett Till? Oh, you're still
All
here
right.
watching the
Shout out to Louder with Crowder. Hold on. Shout out to him. I appreciate y'all. This was a good one. All right. I thought you'd have a good laugh out of this one. Okay. Now, because you all have been such great students today, you've put up with a lot of shenanigans over here. First of all, how many likes do I got? Do I got all the likes? Have you hit the like button? And I was going to say this Saturday, I was going to do Q&A. I was going to answer a bunch of questions and such like that. Just throwing it out there, letting it surf out there, see what happens. See what happens. Off topic, don't be distracted by the candid camera. Wait, don't be distracted by the candid camera. What happened? I got a candid camera. I have a good one for you. I think you all will really enjoy. Because it's a question I promise you everybody has asked at one time or another if you've watched Body Cam with me before. So if you could just do me a favor, let's make sure we hit the like button. Please make sure you share the video with somebody. Make sure you do that. It means a lot. I'm really glad that y'all do. And we will continue. All right, here it comes. Okay. Have you ever wondered, like, what would happen if somebody's getting chased by the police and they run out of gas? Right? Like, that's a logical question, right? You're getting chased by the police, law enforcement, bogeys on your tail, and you run out of gas. You're running out of gas. What happens? Well, if you're in Los Angeles, you pull over and you get gas. Watch this. Shout out to Stephen Pratt. Pratt. Let's go. They're chasing him. This is how bad LA police are. This is how down bad LA police are. They just gave up. They said, we quit. My dude he done went and got premium gas. This is crazy. He's in a stolen car. He's getting gas. They're not even chasing him. Yeah. Didn't he use his card to buy the gas? At least put the pump back, man. Respect the game, brother. Yo, what? Callie's gone, y'all. Callie is lost. Callie has fallen. Callie, I think they just gave up, man. I mean, they're not even chasing the dude. Like, he just stopped, got gas, and the helicopters are watching. That is the craziest part. Like, the helicopter is watching him get gas. It's crazy work. All right, so because y'all have been so great, let's finish up with a body cam. All right, I got some good ones for tomorrow, though. I'm telling y'all right now. Tomorrow's body cam night is going to be insane. But we got to keep this. We got to prime the pump so you all will come back tomorrow. Make sure that y'all hit the like button, all that kind of good jazz. Comment, all that good jazz. Wait. Dropped it and ran. You know what? That's true. He dropped the pump, so it actually never stopped. So the next person that pulls up could just like pick it back up and keep going. That is a good point. I wasn't even paying attention to that. I didn't even think about that. I don't know if that's what you were trying to say, but now I thought about it, like, wait, the pump didn't stop. It just, he wasn't dispelling gas. But that's gonna stay. I don't think that's his biggest concern. Anyway, shout out to we haven't watched a repo in a while. I don't think we've watched a repo in a hot minute. So anyway, let's go with this one tonight. Shout out to y'all. Thank you so much, everybody who supported the channel. This is just a fun. I want to go over a couple topics. We want to talk about. Let me bring this back in. We're going to talk about kids getting ready to go back to school and AI in classrooms. We're talking about, of course, Candace. We're talking about flock cameras. We're all over the place, man. We're talking about all kinds of stuff. I want to know what you like talking about, so that's what we're doing. And I know we like body cam, so let's just finish up with some good old body cam. This one is crazy, man. I don't understand this, man. If your vehicle is going to get repossessed, damaging your car is not going to make your situation better. And getting arrested is definitely not going to get you better, because the car is going to go to car jail and you're not going to be able to get it out. Okay, let's go. Green hearts in the chat, my good people, when you can hear. Let's roll. Why do y'all do that? You're not going to get out of it. You can't hear. Let me turn this up a little bit. Wait, no sound? Well, that's not good. That is not good. So let's do this. Let's if you can't hear, man, that's a crime. That's a 0-second timeout for myself. I wonder what's wrong. Okay, let's try it again. Pull it in. Here, let me pull it in and then I'll back it up for y'all. But real quick, green hearts in the chat if you can hear.
And there's nothing wrong with this car.
Okay. So listen.
Can you hear now?
The only way we're going to be able to deal with this is you're going to have to come out of the car, okay?
I'm not getting out of the
So
car.
you're just going to sit in the car all day.
I'm in the car. It's on. He's towing an illegal car.
Okay, y'all can't hear now. Okay, cool. I apologize. I don't know what that was because I can hear it perfectly on my end. It's always something. Here, I'm gonna back it up. Let's go. Let's go. That little sound.
2-2, take it out. One 3 Bravo, Quebec, Yankee whiskey. What's up, man? What's that? I got all the information. The car was here in repo.
Yeah, here. She wasn't in it.
Okay.
My spotter called her here, wanted to get out. And I hooked it. Was in the process of putting the dollars on.
She came out.
She came out, jumped in.
What's it? It's just like a repossessed car, like it wasn't paid for or whatever. Yeah. Okay, I got it. And you have the paperwork, well,
what?
like whatever showing that.
That's the matter.
Almost 2023.
Oh, we need a window break? I don't think there's a window break. I don't remember.
Does it have that?
I don't remember if it's a window break. I don't think it is. I might let you down. Just make sure y'all hit the like button. Support the channel. There we go. I thought there was somebody up there recording right there. The Spice of India Farmers Market. Oh, ma'am, you are in trouble. You are going to jail. She going to jail.
Okay, let's get out of the car.
I'm not getting out of the car.
Why not?
Because I'm in the car and it's on, and it's illegal to tow a car that's on.
That's
with
not.
a person in it.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so listen. So.
Oh.
So there's the only option.
I haven't done anything illegal, and this car is
You're still in the car.
under registration, and there's nothing wrong with this car.
Okay, so listen. The only way we're going to be able to deal with this is you're going to have to come out of the car, okay?
I'm not getting out of the
So
car.
you're just going to sit in the car all day.
I'm in the car. It's on.
Uh-oh. She's in the car.
He's towing an illegal car. He's doing an illegal tow.
He's not.
Yes, he is.
Illegal tow.
He's not.
He hasn't shown any documents, and I don't own this car is not owned to anybody but a Paul.
Who's Paul?
Paul is the person who is registered to this car.
Okay, so then get out of the car.
No, I'm not getting out of the car.
Let me see your ID.
No.
You're not going to show me that either? Okie dokie. Well, get a nice blue team here.
I don't know. I do think this might be a window break.
Just want to see the VIN real quick. That's a CK. All right, I see. That's the same car. Just so, because I'm about to have to rip out of the car here. Just making sure. So, this car has not been paid for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cargo.
Okay. And you were just driving and it pops up, or?
So yeah. So the cameras.
It's a flock camera.
It pops, yeah.
Uh-oh.
That was at Walmart. And he got the order. And when I was almost there, she drove here. He wants to get out and I can.
Okay, yeah. I'm just getting all my ducks in a row before I, okay.
It was a flock cam.
I'm going to get her out. I'm just waiting for another person who will take her out, all right? I'll try to do this without damaging the vehicle, but What is what it is. Yep.
Uh-oh. You putting the
Giving you
gloves on?
another command to get out of the vehicle. If you do not get out of the vehicle, I will be extracting you from the vehicle.
It's illegal.
It's not. I'm giving.
I haven't broken any
I'm letting
laws.
you know. I'm giving you
I
4
have
commands
not
now.
broken any laws. I'm parked in my car.
Ma'am?
It's running.
Ma'am?
It's running. No.
I-
this is
I-
an illegal. This is an illegal tow.
I'm just giving you
It's
the
an
warning,
illegal
right?
tow. It's illegal tow.
It is not.
Yes, it is.
I verified everything.
No.
I need you out of the car.
This is an illegal tow.
You are subject to arrest if you do not get out of the car.
Sir, this is an illegal tow.
Okay. I've given you way too many warnings.
No, sir.
I have.
This is an illegal tow.
Okay.
And you will be responsible for your actions.
Okay.
You do an illegal tow.
You do
He
an
hasn't
illegal
shown any
tow.
documents, and there are no payments owed on this vehicle, sir.
I'm letting you know.
Sir, you're doing an illegal tow.
Okay.
Illegal.
You're doing an illegal tow.
This can be all
Illegal.
resolved if you just get out of the car.
I haven't broken any laws here.
Okay.
I've broken no laws.
All
You
right.
as an official should know this.
Okie dokie.
Where's your
Okay.
badge?
I'm literally wearing it.
Where is it? I don't see it.
Right here.
That's not a metal badge.
Right here.
It's not a real badge.
So
Oh,
you're
come
an
on.
official.
I sure am. And I'm asking you to get out of the car.
Truth and high honor, no?
Okay.
Truth and
I'm
high
not going to
honor.
argue.
Truth
Uh-oh,
and
high honor.
No?
They give you-
Has he showed you any
You know what that means?
documentation? He hasn't showed you any documentation, sir. Truth and high honor, sir.
You're going to have to get out of the car.
Truth and high honor. Hold your truth
Truth
and high honor,
and
sir.
high honor.
Hold your truth and high honor.
Make sure y'all operate in truth
Are
and
you gonna
high
lock the
honor,
car?
people.
Sir, hold your truth and high honor.
Are you going to unlock the car?
Hold your truth and high honor, sir.
Okie dokie.
Okay. Truth and high honor, y'all. Let's get on it. Here comes gloves coming on. Here it comes.
Go to the passenger side. It's
I
on.
take it back. We might
Break the
have a
Get
window
out.
break.
I don't want the car. So before I do that, I'll
Wait.
be able to unlock it.
That woman asked that man, said he wasn't a real police officer. He has
Yeah,
doggone
side, just so you can
sheriff
grab the
on
handle
him.
real quick, or
He
however you
has
want
his
to do it.
badge. He has his name. He has a badge right there on his belt, but she said he was not a real police officer. See? She said truth and high honor.
I think. Yeah, he said she's got to get out of the car. So.
He came in a police car, yeah. He
You don't
walked
have
up in
any-
an Uber. He came up on a
I've given her
skateboard.
like 10 commands, dude. So.
I have not broken any law here, sir.
Ma'am, you need to come out of the car.
No, I'm not coming out of the car because I haven't done anything wrong.
If you don't come out of the car, we're going to be forced to take you out of the car.
Sir, I have not broken any laws.
Okay.
I have not broken any laws.
He didn't want to do that.
Stop.
Put your hands behind your back.
Oh my Lord.
Go.
I've done
Stay
nothing,
right here.
I've done wrong here,
Put your
sir.
hands behind your back.
I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong, sir. I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong.
Ma'am,
What?
stop resisting,
I'm
ma'am.
not resisting.
Stop pulling away.
I am not pulling away.
Pulling away.
No,
Stop.
I'm not, sir.
Just
Sir,
turn. Come
what are you
on.
doing? What are you doing?
Follow
What are you
instructions.
doing, sir?
Obey. You know what he's
Fine.
doing. He's put. You know what? She asked a legitimate question, y'all. Y'all, she asked a very legitimate question. She said, "What are you doing, sir?" That's a legitimate question. That is a legit question that deserves a legitimate answer. Ma'am,
Girl, you're going to jail. Said you're going to jail tonight. That lady's going to jail. You're going to jail tonight. That lady's going to jail. Said you're going to jail tonight. That lady's going to jail. Said you're going to jail tonight.
there we go. Now we know. She might not have known that, but now she does.
Do you have any weapons on you?
There she goes.
You're up to two.
Going in the Uber that he got, the police Uber. Because he didn't come up in a police car. He came up in an Uber. Sheriff Uber.
Stand right here.
Chill. License somewhere else on the corner.
Why did that jumper have a zipper on the back? Like a pocket on the back.
Victor 220-524-69758.
Yes. Yeah, right. What? Yeah. What's up?
Hi, Anna.
Nothing's up. What is up with you, man?
But hey, did you get was that your window break? Were you okay, Piggy Doo? Was that your window break? I'm sorry, Singing Kid, was that your window break? Are you
Oh,
good?
I'm not doing that. It's like still got like beads. Where's it? Hi there. What's your name?
Lisette.
Lisette?
Yes.
Come on up for a second. Do you have body
Don't get too comfy because you're going to jail.
Turn around for me. I'll wait.
Why is there a zipper on the back of that? What is that? Why is there a zipper on the back of the outfit? That seems really odd. Like, can you get could you get your hand back there? That's close enough. Oh, I had to give you better tomorrow. I'll give you a better window break tomorrow. Like, why is there a zipper back there? I don't know. This is bothering me. Come on, Lady Fashionistas. Explain it to me. Oh my gosh, I gotta go pick up my daughter. She had a little, I knew she had a chain on. Little belly chain. She getting a little fashion.
You trying to stand up?
Why am I being arrested?
Because
Obstruction of.
not listening to instructions. That's what it is. What is that?
Anything under here? One in there?
She's wearing it backwards. That is hilarious. No way. No way. Get out of here. No, that's the patch on the back. Get out of here. You're wild, man. I don't know what that style is.
Nothing else anywhere, right? All right, spread your feet for me real quick.
She was charged with trespassing and resisting arrest without violence. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more videos like this.
All right. I had another one I wanted to share, but I know it was gonna be for tomorrow. I don't know. I might just break the rule. Are we good? We got Uncle Alert in the building. What's up? What did you say, Tina, that people agree with? It's just ugly, whatever it is. It did look interesting. I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it was. Shout out to Automotive Truth. What's going on? Good to see you. All right, can we do another one? Hey, we got another one. I don't know if she stole them. I don't think she stole them chains. Nobody wanted them chains. Y'all said it was on backwards. It's crazy. And the car went to car jail and she went to jail. Like, what's the purpose? I don't get this bit. Like, what's the bit where you talk yourself into jail? Like, I don't get it. And speaking of talking yourself into jail, hold on. We're not going to make this a what's called. But we are going to. All right, let's do it. Because this was good. And this was not in my it's not in my down in the description, but I think you'll enjoy it. It's not okay. Share screen. There we go. Appreciate y'all. Now, before we do this, please make sure y'all hit that like button. Please. Look, we watch YouTube. I got a lot of them. I do a whole body cam. Am I the only one in the chat that gets anxiety when I see a repo man? I'm sure everybody got, hey, I told y'all I don't like being late. I told y'all. So everybody's got their own thing. Yeah, grab yourself a shirt. Grab yourself a shirt. We got the Let's Go shirt over there on the merch store. Grab that. Okay, this one's fun because this girl literally talked herself into a speeding ticket, and it got so bad, so bad. With no further ado, Green Hearts in the chat where you can hear. Let's go.
Officers on patrol observed a brown Toyota Corolla creating a traffic hazard while driving through a school zone.
Oh, I'm Squiggle, Palm Beach Gardens Police Department. They stopped the improper lane change.
I asked the lady, can I go over? And she let me over. I didn't do anything improperly. We literally had a conversation for you to get over.
Let me explain something. You know the solid white lines right before you get to the intersection?
What solid?
They're not broken? Right before you get to the stop bar, there's solid white lines that go all the way through to the stop bar. The thick white line right by the light. You're not supposed to change lanes there.
You're not supposed to do that.
Yes, there was. Driver's license, please. Registration and insurance.
Since when have you not been able to cross over? I've never heard
Because
that.
they're solid lines. You can only do it when they're broken.
Okay, can I get a warning for something like that?
I need your driver's license, registration, and insurance, please.
Sir, this is what I said.
She already negotiating.
I still need your driver's license.
To come in the plaza and I wasn't aware that.
Hey, look, I've watched a lot of body cam footage. Okay, here you go. I can give, and I feel empowered to give you this advice. If a police officer asks you for license, insurance, and registration, and there's a possibility that you can get out of this ticket or just get a warning or just maybe get like a citation instead of getting points on your record, the very best thing you could do, if this is a negotiation and the officer is asking you for your license, insurance, registration, give that to the officer, give that to him or her first, and then say, by the way, is it possible? I didn't know. I apologize. Can I get a citation? Can you give me a warning or whatever? Or silently pray. But I'm going to tell you right now, the doors of the negotiation church are going to be closed in your face if you don't give them license, insurance, registration. There's no negotiating. So her asking for a pass, and she didn't even give him what he asked for. Ma'am, you are, y'all know where she going. Y'all don't need the song. Y'all don't need me to play the song because you know where she going.
Ma'am, I'm demanding your driver's license.
Okay, but I'm telling you that I was not aware of it.
Driver's license, please.
Are you hearing me though?
I heard you.
And why did you go from this side to that side?
Because he wanted to.
This way we don't have no problem communicating. I need your
Because
driver's
he
license.
can.
I don't have a problem communicating. I'm just letting you know that I wasn't aware.
Are you refusing to give it to me?
He wanted to.
I'm not refusing to give you anything.
You're
I'm
about
just
to
trying
go
to help understand what did I do wrong.
I told you.
Okay, and I just told you I was not aware of that law.
Okay.
I was not aware of that.
Okay.
Okay, so can I get a pass? For
I need a
something like
driver's
that?
license. I need to identify who you are.
I didn't do anything. I literally asked the woman, can I go over?
I heard you.
So why am I getting a ticket for something I wasn't aware of? Like,
I've been issued a ticket. I still need your driver's license to identify who you are.
for that, and that's what happens afterwards. Is that not?
Are you refusing to give me your license?
I'm asking you a question.
Ma'am, I need your license.
I'm asking a question.
Okay, step out the car.
I'm not gonna step out the car. I'm just
Are you giving me your license?
asking you. Can you close my door?
Nope.
Like, that's not even legal. It's for you to do something like
No,
that.
it's not
Step out the
legal.
car.
I'm
Bring
not
your license
stepping
with
out
you.
the car.
You don't have a right to
My
refuse.
license. I'm not refusing. I asked you a question.
I
That's
didn't.
all I did. I'm asking you a question.
Are you refusing to give me your license?
I'm giving you my license, but I'm asking a question. Can I not ask a
You
question?
can, but I still
It's
need
a
your license.
freedom of speech. I can't ask
Oh
a
my
question.
gosh.
Okay, so don't open my door like that.
I
Can you
can.
close my door?
No, I can leave it open.
Can I speak to your supervisor, please?
Yes, you can.
Now?
Down at
I don't feel
the
safe.
jail.
With the police department? With a
I don't
recorded
feel
camera?
safe with you. Can I ask
I
for
don't
your
feel safe with you.
supervisor,
It's
please?
crazy.
I need your driver's license.
I will give it to you, but can you call your supervisor? I am shaking, asking nicely, can you call your
Ma'am,
supervisor?
are you refusing? If not, you can be placed under arrest.
I would like you to call your supervisor. That's what I would like you to do.
I would like you to provide your driver's license.
Okay, I'm providing you what you're asking. Can you please provide me what I'm asking?
You haven't produced a driver's license.
I'm not refusing anything. I'm looking for it. Calm yourself. Damn, like you're treating me like a criminal when all I did was cross over.
Are you in cuffs?
You're opening my door.
Yes, that's correct.
You're coming towards me. That's attacking me for nothing. I did nothing
Attacking
to
is
you.
crazy.
All right, stop playing the victim.
I'm not playing the victim. I literally
Produce your
told
driver's
you that I
license.
was not aware.
Okay.
I would like you to close my door. It's very hot, and I will give you the license.
I'm leaving it open.
No, you're not, bro. That's not even.
It's officer. I'm not your bro.
No, you're not. Like, that's not even legal for you to sit here and do. Like, you're kidding me right now.
Okay.
You're absolutely kidding me. Can you please close my door,
No,
sir?
I'm leaving it open.
I need you to call your supervisor.
Get it back up here.
I would like
But you
to call
still
your
haven't given him his driver's license yet.
Not my business. I left it home. I don't have it on me. I don't have my license.
There you go.
I don't have my license on me, sir.
Okay. You have a registration then?
Yes, but can you please close my
I'm leaving it open, okay? I just told you.
Can you call your supervisor? I don't
I
feel
know.
safe with you. Okay. I don't. I absolutely don't feel safe. You're yelling. You're
Because you're not
opening the
listening.
door. I'm not listening, or I'm asking you a question to understand.
What's the
something.
question
That's
you
not-
asked? I haven't answered already.
You opened the door.
That's right.
I
I'm
asked
allowed
the
to.
question, and you're telling me I'm refusing to give you something when I'm only trying to have a conversation.
But you haven't given it to him,
What
though.
is going on?
I stopped you
have
for
the
improper
right
lane
to do
change.
that.
That's
You
already been
already
established.
said that.
I already told you the solid line
I'm
is broken.
giving you the paper. Can you take it?
Okay, you have the insurance with
Damn, you're ready to say like I'm gonna
Wow.
refuse and try to arrest me for pulling over that I asked. Like, it's crazy to me. This is crazy.
you. Okay. You have the
Oh my
insurance
That
with
is
you?
crazy move.
You have the insurance with you?
This is
The
really
world is
crazy.
crazy.
This is absolutely crazy. This is ridiculous right now. It's sad how y'all treat people. You're supposed to be here to
You're
protect
gonna race
people,
car.
not
I am.
scare them. You're not protecting. You're not protecting me. You're scaring me right now. You're absolutely scaring me.
He's scaring
I
her.
would just appreciate it.
He's
if you would
scaring
close
her.
the
So
door.
scared that she don't follow instructions.
It's abundantly way too hot for you to be doing this right now. Why couldn't it be a black cop, bro?
Why could it not be a black cop? It's crazy.
Hello. Is it possible that I can have a supervisor?
You can call one later.
This is I'm just here to back him up. I understand, but I feel afraid, and I would just like a supervisor. Can you
No,
check
we're
my
not doing
information? You
afraid.
already have my registration. I have to pull up my insurance, so just give me a minute.
So what's your name?
It's on there, Nina.
You know what? Okay, what's your date of birth? Are you working on the insurance?
Sir,
It's a question.
Lord
I
have
can't
mercy.
function right now. I'm sorry.
Now she can't function.
You're
All right.
making me nervous.
Well, that time you can't function, step out the car.
To go
Now you can't function.
thing right now.
Step
She's
out.
all discombobulated.
I'm telling you, I'm not asking.
logging into my insurance.
Okay, you're gonna step out the car.
I told you.
I'm logging
You
into
need
my
to have that insurance card
Keep on
ready.
your seatbelt on fully. Step out the car.
Oh my God! What is happening?
Step out the car.
What is happening
Step
right
out the car.
now? I'm getting my
Step out.
insurance.
Step out.
I'm getting
Oh,
my
you get,
insurance.
you're gonna get your insurance down at jail.
Please, please, I'm getting my insurance.
Oh,
Please,
no,
I'm
don't
getting
worry.
my insurance.
Step
No,
out the
ain't no
car.
freezing.
Do this.
Step out the car.
I am getting my insurance. What is the problem?
Since
What
you
is
want to
the
play games,
No,
put your hands behind your back.
please, no.
Put your hands behind your back.
Please, I didn't do anything.
Put your hands behind your back. You're
I didn't
refusing.
do anything. No, please.
Put your hands behind your back.
You're going,
You're
ma'am.
refusing.
Please, let
Put
me
your
get the
hands behind your
insurance,
back.
please.
Put your hands behind your back.
Please, please.
Put your hands behind your back.
Please, 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 please.
Like a Keith Sweat song. Please, 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 please.
Stop refusing. Stop refusing. Ma'am, just put your hands behind your back. Just leave them there. We'll stand you right up. Just put your hands. We're going to get.
Okay, I'm gonna do something I haven't done before. I'm just gonna ask you a question. What do you think is gonna be the outcome of this video? What do you think is gonna be the outcome of this situation? Put it in the chat. What do you think is gonna be the outcome? She can't function. She was discombobulated. She was all confused, all flustered. She was all thrown all cattywampus all over the place. What do you think is going to be the outcome of this interaction with this lovely young lady and the police? No patience, none whatsoever. She's going to jail. Okay, that's reasonable. Straight to jail. No, not even gonna stop at the stoplights. She going to jail. Okay. All right. I mean, and that's reasonable. That's reasonable. A warrant. Oh my gosh. I don't think she had a warrant though. I don't think a warrant pops up into the chat. Y'all wild, man. All right, let me let y'all finish this up. Let's go. I gotta go pick up my baby. I just realized that. Let's go.
Get you right up. Get you right up. All right, get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up.
It's burning. It's burning.
Stand up. Stand up. Get up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. We're trying to help you up. It's burning you. Get up.
Don't arrest me. I didn't do anything.
Get
I didn't
up.
do anything.
Shaniqua.
Please, I did not do anything. Can I get my insurance, please?
Ma'am, we had that opportunity.
No, I was getting it out. Please.
Ma'am, stop grabbing my hand. Stop grabbing my hand. Stop grabbing my hand. You scratch me with your
I
nails.
didn't do anything. Please, you're hurting my arm. God, please help me.
Get in.
No, I didn't do anything. Please, can you
Move your hand.
please,
Move your feet in him.
please
Move your
don't
feet in.
arrest me, please, sir. Sir, don't
Ma'am,
arrest me, please.
You're under arrest right now.
Sir,
Move it.
I mean, she done broke out the black funeral. She done passed out on the ground.
God, please. Oh my God, this has to be a dream. God, please, no, I have to get my.
Crying out to God. I mean, everything is in this chat. Everything is in this.
Please don't do this to me. I will give you the insurance.
Okay, what's
I
your
was
first
logging in. My name is Mina.
Mina.
I was logging into my insurance.
Listen to me.
Please.
Take a breath. Take a breath. We're getting to the bottom of it. The first thing I need you to do is take a breath and just chill for a
But I've
moment.
never been arrested and I didn't do anything wrong. I did not know I could not switch lanes.
Well,
I
the problem is though, but
Please
once the officer
listen to
stopped
me.
you, you refused to give him
I
information.
did not.
heard
I
you.
promise. I swear. I was only asking him to understand. I've never been pulled over for something like that.
But
I
you
just
understand that
wanted
when
to
you're pulled over,
understand.
You follow
I
instructions,
know,
bro.
and I was giving it to him.
You did not.
Sir, I kept
Put your foot back in. We'll talk, okay?
You didn't have your driver's license.
I continue to look for my license. I told him I do not have my license. I
didn't hear
gave
that.
him
Oh,
the
well then.
registration. He asked for my insurance, which is on my phone. And I was trying to log in, and I just told him that he's making me feel scared. That is it. I didn't do anything wrong. Please. I have to get my daughter. There's no one to
Where's
get
she
my
at?
daughter. She's at school.
Which school?
No
We're
one to
getting to the
pick
bottom
her
of it. Give us
up.
just a moment, okay?
Please,
We have a
there's no one
supervisor
to
coming.
pick
That's
her
what you
up.
wanted. We're coming, okay?
I don't want to get arrested.
Give us just
Well, you
one minute.
asked to
Are you
speak to a
arrested already,
supervisor.
boss? Okay, give us 1 minute. Listen, here's what's happening. Is the air conditioner on back there for you? There, I got you some air, okay? Listen to me.
Okay, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. This is probably I'm gonna go on a limb. I feel very comfortable because I'd never seen this before. This is the first time you're ever gonna see this on a body cam. What you're about to see right here, we've never seen before.
Is it Mina or Nina? Here's what's happening. As of right now, unless you do something different or change things, he's gonna write you some tickets and let you go.
But why do I need the tickets?
Well,
I didn't
you violate.
do
Okay, here, I'm going to explain this to you. Okay?
Shut up and go.
I wasn't here for the beginning of it. He's a traffic officer. Okay, he's advising that you made some sort of an infraction or some sort of a broke the law for. Some sort of a
Shut up.
with the lady next to me because I
Shut
was not
your
aware
mouth.
that I was at my turn, and she said it was fine. I can go.
And realize I
It's
wasn't here for that
irrelevant.
part. Listen, I know that you're upset. I'm trying to explain it to you. Okay. Once you were stopped.
I asked questions. That was it.
True.
Okay, once you were
I'm
stopped,
able to ask a
he
question.
gave you direct
No.
orders. He's saying and you didn't follow.
This is a problem.
So listen, but here's the thing.
Wait, I can't stop it. This is the problem with this generation of people. And maybe we as teachers mess them up by saying there's no stupid questions. No, there are stupid questions. When you are in the back of a squad car and an officer just said he's going to write you a citation and let you go, and you feel empowered that you got to ask questions, ma'am, you're going to talk yourself into staying in the back seat of that car. They're literally, this is the first time I've ever seen it. I've never seen somebody get cuffs put on them, put in the back seat, and get to leave. She's going to get to leave. Ma'am, shut up. I don't know. I don't want to say it's spicy. I'm gonna let the other spicy people say it. But ma'am, be quiet. Hush. Top, bottom lip, put them together. Catch a bubble. Whatever you need to hear. Shut up.
Ma'am, take some deep breaths. Like you said, how old's your daughter? How old's your daughter? Mina, how old's your daughter? Do you want me to give you a minute?
It's not fair how you guys treat people.
Okay.
I've never been to jail.
Listen,
keep you from
what
going
you
to
do
jail.
now dictates what happens the rest of the day. Okay, I'm going to take you out and take the handcuffs off. Okay, come on out. You're 3 or 4 minutes away from going to get your daughter.
Are you married? Are you single?
Single.
What's your phone number? At this time, well, okay, you've been charged with this without. So you were given all lawful order and you refused to do so. Okay, so I'm electing to release you on a notice to appear. Okay, so you have a court date, July 3rd, 10 o'clock, North County Courthouse. The information is provided here. You understand? Okay. And you also issue citations. One for improper lane change. Tell Fred. Not having your driver's license. And also, the third one is for not having your seatbelt on. Properly worn. You not have your lap belt on. You have any questions for me? You're free to go.
Never seen that before. I've never seen that before.
She was charged with resisting an officer without violence, which received a null prosequi disposition following a not guilty plea. She was also charged with improper change of lane, failure to carry a driver's license, and failure to wear a seatbelt, all of which were dismissed following not guilty pleas. This case is a reminder of how quickly we can risk losing something most important, our family. Thanks to the professionalism and courtesy of the officers, that outcome was avoided, leaving us with a valuable lesson for the future. Subscribe for more American Investigations, and let me know if you enjoy summaries like this.
On the night of July 23rd, 2026, Milwaukee County Sheriff's deputies.
Crazy. Hold on. There we go. Crazy. I've never seen it before. I've never seen it before in all of my time. Yeah. Yeah, let her go. I've never seen that. Yeah, technically nothing was done. When the smoke clears, nothing was done except a major waste of time. All right. Okay, good people. You know what? I gotta go pick up Chief Executive Secondborn. So I want to say thank y'all so much for this. This has been a lot of fun. Thank y'all to the mods. Thank you to everybody who tapped in and jumped in and had a good time with us tonight. Hopefully, I didn't run you off with any of my crazy stories, flock cameras and being tardy and all that kind of stuff like that. But I just want to do something different. So for Thankful Thursday, we just had something different. Tomorrow we'll be doing body cam bingo, and I'll do Q&A on Saturday. So thank y'all, everybody who tapped in. Please, you heard me sneezing. Please go ahead and hit that like button. Green hearts on your way out the door. Please make sure you tip your waiter. Thank you to the moderators. Thank you to everybody who supported and propped up this live stream. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Everybody, have a great rest of the day. I'll see you tomorrow, Lord willing. Until then, grace and peace. Oh, and by the way, enjoy the
all the earth, serve the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with joyful songs. Know that the Lord is God. It is he who made us, and we are his. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and bless his name, for the Lord is good, and his love and devotion endures forever. His faithfulness continues to all generations. come before him singing with a grateful heart. Know that he made us, we are his own. Enter his gates with thanks, walking with praise. Enter his courts with joy, call on his name. Shout for joy, shout for joy. The Lord is good, his love endures. Shout for joy, shout for joy. His faithfulness through every door. He is God, not us. He made us and keeps us. We are the sheep in the field of his care. Give thanks to him, bless his holy name. Enter his